would have been told that this week they need to put in a much better performance.
Jack Geary, I know, got a lot of the footy last week. It was Hamish Morecambe, in my mind, that really tried to drag him back into the game. I recall Jack Geary trying to do a bit too much last week in the middle. He got, and it's when his side were down, but he got collared about 3 times trying to take that extra step. I actually thought it was Hamish Morecambe that he's probably, for me, the X factor as opposed to... Jack Geary's always the go-to man, so he's been doing it for a long time, but I don't think that's where it's going to come from for a Golden Square. It's got to be Jake Thrum. He was pretty quiet as well.
Yes.
You know, he's got that outside and inside run. So if they're going to rely on Captain Jack again, they're in a bit of strife. But it's not far away from the start of this good one.
Those forwards Jock mentioned about Golden Square wise, they are outstanding players. I don't believe they will rock up here today and be as disappointing or not effective like they have been throughout the season. Burke is a really good player, and we know about Joel Brett, and I think they'll be setting themselves for a big performance here today.
I mean, you're 100% right, but if you haven't got the supply, and they didn't have that supply, Ricky Monty, who's had a big season, didn't seem to be getting his hands on the ball as much. Terence Reeves was relatively quiet.
Ryan Hartley.
Vaz. So if the supply's not coming, it's that extra layer of pressure in the forwards. And then all of a sudden that resonates into that forward line, and their forwards aren't kicking goals, and bang, you're in a bit of strife.
No, it might be a bit harsher. I thought they looked timid at the contest.
Golden Square?
Yep, last week.
Young Zave Murley, he was pretty good from memory. He put his hand up as a younger player that seemed to be hitting the contest pretty hard, but yet they didn't respond. They got hit hard, and once they hit the canvas, they couldn't get up.
I've been watching your man Harvey. He seems no problems at all. He's been leading out, kicking long, so he's ready to go, John.
If he doesn't fire today, who kicks the goals, John? Because, as we know, Antonowitz, they've been using further up the ground.
If he does fire,
very
John,
good.
What would you expect? Would you call it 5 or 6 for him if he does fire?
See, even if he fires and kicks 5, I reckon they need more. They need someone else.
Yeah, and you'd have to swing Antonowitz up there, wouldn't you? Or rely on... I think Keck got involved a little bit with some goals at some stage. But you're right. They're super players, Brock Harvey and Antonowitz.
Keck will always kick a 1 or 2.
Yes. He will.
He's that type of player. But, I think Jock's looking for someone else to pull out 4 goals or something. So you'd be thinking, Jock, that between them they would need over 10 goals. And Harvey.
I'd be surprised if you could win this game with under 10.
Yeah.
I think you need 12 or so. And puts you right in the contest.
And, of course, they're going to put somebody... You'd put in Jonathan Coe or a type like that, because Jonathan Coe's still got a little bit of toe about him on Brock Harvey, because one of the things with Harvey, he's got that little bit of a turn of speed, as does Antonowitz. So, Brock Harvey, he might have had it easy last week, and there's never an easy game in finals, but it seemed that way. But there will be a lot of homework have been put in on him during the week by the Golden Square coaching staff.
Yep, no doubt about that. No, look, but all in all, I've been impressed this year with South's will to win and the way they've gone about the contest. They've had a real crack, and look, you don't know. You certainly wouldn't be writing them off.
No, and look, Golden Square all season I've said that at their best they're the best side that I've seen, and I thought they'd make the finals, but they've had some horrible performances, and from their perspective, let's hope they got that out of their system last week.
Something, Johnny, you jump off really quickly.
I'm fickle, aren't I?
It's shocking. You talked them up all year. Yeah, they didn't perform too well last week, but because they finished in top 3, they get another crack at it, Johnny, and you just won't give them anything anymore.
No, well, look, a wise man
get on the bad side of you, and that's it.
You're only as good as your last game, Wallace, I'd say.
And look, at the end of the day, they were playing Storm last week, who proved yesterday that they've just hit form at the right time of the year. Now, with all due respect to South, they're not Storm, are they?
No, and Zach Hare, the skipper for the Bloods, and Jack Geary come into the middle. And Zach Hare won the toss, and he pointed to the Barnard Street end, which surprised me a bit. Wallace.
Now, you would be happy. Why does it surprise you? They've got to kick to either City end or Barnard Street end.
Yeah, City end, as you well know, that seems to be the goal scoring end the whole of this season so far.
Yeah, well, it just seems to be. Well, certainly while Albus was in the building, it seemed to be the scoring end. But one thing you would have been happy with, he won the toss and he pointed clearly because you're all over Sharpie. You reckon Sharpie doesn't point when he wins the toss?
Oh, I reckon he's taken something out of me. He wins the toss and he gives a little subtle point, and then no one knows what's going on. But no, Zach here, I liked it. He was definitive.
Precise, don't he?
Yeah.
Pointed straight
It was
to
a
the
big
barn.
salute, or he might have been pointing to the police horses up there in that pocket. So.
Straight out. I don't know why the police horses are here, but it's good to see them at the football in any
What
case.
happens if one of them drops a poop up?
There's 4 of them.
Would it hurt their feet just having them standing on the bitumen like that, Johnny?
No. Oh,
No, is that all right?
They're trained that way in the city. They're more used to getting marbles and stones and rocks thrown at them and all that kind of stuff. They'll be enjoying this afternoon.
We're covering the big stories pre-match before the bounce with the 4 police horses that have come into the ground today and are situated at the Barnard Street end, John.
Give me a tip because I'm going to give you an upset. I love a good upset.
Yeah.
Straight sets, tennis, Golden Square are out.
Yeah,
I'm off.
you're a shocker. You've just dumped him.
So you've tipped the Bloods today.
I'm going an upset, a good old-fashioned upset, Jock. We haven't had one for a while that I can remember in Bendigo footy, and it'd be good for the competition.
Hang on. Was Johnny's credibility just leaving the building?
We'll see at the end of the game. Who are you tipping?
I'm tipping Golden Square,
Yep.
and I'm tipping him to win comfortably.
I'll let you know shortly. I've just got to see some matchups. Yeah, terms and conditions. Matchups. John, I'll let you know who's going to play on Brock Harvey if you'd like to know.
Umpiring, I will like to know. Umpiring, officiating this afternoon, Dale Caldwell, Scott Baxter, and Scott Bennett.
It's interesting, Big Johnson looked like he's going to start in the ruck for the Bloods.
He is. First semi just about to get underway on Father's Day today at the QEO. Magnificent conditions. It is the Bloods versus Golden Square. To take you away with all the action, here's Jock Clark.
Not unusual to have a big bloke start in the first ruck. Don't worry about that. It's normally what they do with them. Golden Square, South Bendigo. The loser is all over Red Rover. It's the first semi-final. The winner lives to fight another day. They'll take on Gisborne next Saturday, right here at the Queen Elizabeth Oval. Umpire holds it aloft. Siren goes. First semi underway. Compston, good leap. First hands to it. Tonowitz took it, got a push as he threw it on the boot, went straight across the ground, bounces laterally along towards the boundary and over and out of bounds. So first hands on the ball, Matty Compston.
Interesting, Jock, with Johnson in the ruck and not Will Allen for the Bloods.
Yeah, is Allen on the ground?
I'll let you know.
There's the throw in.
Yeah, his name.
Right, on the wing, out of side, Compston again, front of the pack, plenty around the contest. Nobody will get it out. It's held up and the umpire comes in and we'll ball it up. 30 seconds, first quarter. No score on the board, Johnny. It's a tight one.
It is. Compston wins the tap against Johnson. As I said, it worries me a little bit, Johnson in the ruck. Geary getting involved, hands on the footy, hands and knees. A lot of players around it. They all dive in after it.
He went in the ruck late in that game last week, but that was a case of I think he needed to. But I obviously liked what they saw. He's back first ruck today.
Across half forward for the square. Still no clear winner. Burner's there. Tries to step up with the footy. And he handballed it towards the boundary line, put it over out of bounds. And they're all asking for deliberate. They won't get one. So no score on the board. Pretty lacklustre start here. A minute and a half gone. Opening term at the QEO. Live major finals football on Fresh Bendigo.
I'll tell you what, South have opened it all up. There's only Brock Harvey and his opponent in their forward 50, so they're giving him the space to operate in. There's a throw in across half forward for Golden Square. Whistle on play. Umpires picked out a free. It'll go to the Bloods. And Tonowitz takes it, runs off half back. Poor kick. Straight onto the chest of Will Lee. And he's marked well between wing and half back for Golden Square. Little pass, further afield, finds a teammate. That's Hartley. Getting involved early, takes his time. No Hartley. No slick ball movement early by the Dogs. Now he kicks it long to the 15-metre arc. Good mark, Morecambe. Good grab. Waste no time. Turns. Goes inside forward. 51 grab 2. Mark's got to be paid. It is.
Great mark.
Terrific mark. Burke.
A lot of pressure.
For Golden Square. 35 metres out, directly in front. Was a good lead, a good leap. Got first hands. Just sort of bobbled around and he grabbed it on the way down. This will give his confidence a huge boost early in the game if he can kick it. Burke from 45 metres directly in front, pushes it wide. In fact, it came off hands, didn't score, and it's over the line and out of bounds for a throw in right next to the behind post.
So not a bad result for Golden Square.
No, as the umpire throws it in. Thompson mowed it, gave a little bit of a push. Umpire let it go. Taggart picks it up for the Bloods. Handball over the top was ineffective. Morecambe tried to grab the footy and couldn't. Murley does. Over the top. Now he gave it to his teammate in Do Good. Top of the square. It's ping-ponging around. All tied up, whistle on play. In fact, it's a free kick for Too High. He's going to go to Golden Square, and Hamish Morecambe is going to have a shot at goal.
Not a lot in it, but umpire was only a couple of metres away from the decision. So, who did you say you thought might play on Harvey, John?
There was a couple of them, maybe Coe, rather.
No.
No, it's not him. As it goes through for a minor score. So that's the first score on the board to Golden Square. They are one behind, and South Bendigo are yet to score. We've gone 4 minutes into the opening term.
Did you have number 14 on your list at all to play on? Did you not? For Golden Square?
That'd be Do Good.
Do Good? No, I didn't.
Well, there you
He's
go.
got the job.
So it's the Bloods, though. They'll kick it out there from full-back.
Square be hoping he does good.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's Coe. He emerges with the ball. Handball to Jack Geary. Jack Geary kicks it to the top of the square and did not look. Kicked it straight to the opposition. Van Human takes a mark for the Bloods.
Yeah, he's pretty reliable, Van New.
Yep.
Right at full-back. And there's 50.
There's been a jumper change as well. Liam Jarks, he was listed as 44 on the official teams sheet, and he's gone to number 13.
The 50 was because of the stand rule.
Okay. Well, he's kicked it to the wing, grandstand side. They've turned it over, and there is Jarks. Good steal. Breaks away a little bit of pace, has a bounce, kicks inside forward 50. It wasn't a real good kick at the end of the day. Picked up by the Bloods. Simpson in defence. Throws it on the boot towards the centre of the ground. But it's all dogs back there. They've got it down there through Murley. Goes back down towards half forward. Can't find a teammate. Ball's rolled over the line and out of bounds.
It's fair to say this game is fairly scrappy at the moment.
Yeah, there's not much atmosphere, is there? Just needs to be taken up a level, I think. Golden Square doing all the attacking as well to the city end. As Constant doing the ruck work. Big slap into the path of Thrum. Thrum fumbled the ball he should have gathered. Then he ducked his head. Then he just fed it out. They've got the safety of numbers. Hartley getting on the end of a handball. Then he goes quickly inside forward 50 and did not look again.
Poor kick.
That was terrible. He kicked it straight to Isaiah Miller of the Bloods.
Yep. Miller would never get an easier mark in a fight. Oh, he's fluffed it. He's gone to a teammate who fell over, missed it, taken by Burke, gave it to Brett. Oh, then he's dispossessed, and the Bloods might get out of trouble. They do. Long kick. Clears defensive 50. Back square player. Too quick. I thought he fell over, but
Son of a gun, it was Strosh.
oh, did you get a push?
Yeah.
Must have. Waste no time. Dogs back inside forward 50. Up went Brett. Knocked off the contest. It's kicked wide. Quickly, now a chance. Cooper Leon's got it, and space. Through half back for the Bloods. Backs his pace. 2 bounces. Oh, he might have been run down. He had to get rid of it quickly. Wanted support. Got it from Simpson. Now Simpson's under the pump. Square arrive in number. The ball was picked up by Will Lee, who hand passed to a teammate, and he's absolutely missed him and hand passed it over and out of bounds.
Simpson thought he deserved a high tackle free kick, but umpire just let it go.
Cooper Leon just went too far. I don't know how quick he thought he was, but he needed to deliver the footy.
Geez, the skills too. Golden Square have been popping up and kicking it straight to South Bendigo. If they hadn't done so, South Bendigo would be in strike already. As Jack Geary handballs it over the top and finds a teammate who kicks it long. That was Fitzpatrick, but it's again the Bloods. The Bloods through Langley. Switches it to Miller. Miller getting his hands on the footy now. He runs. He has 1 bounce. He has 2 bounces. He'll handball over the top. He gets upended as he got rid of it. Taggart as well to Keck. Short pass now. Keck, short pass. Horbury dropped a mark he otherwise should have taken. That was a pretty easy one and fumbled the footy. He's still working hard though. He wasn't happy with himself. He ran after the footy, grabbed it and got tackled. And just sport of centre. Bloods attack. Will have a ball up. 1 point margin it is. Square or 1 behind. South Bendigo yet to score. 7 gone. Opening term. Live major finals football on Fresh Bendigo.
I'm due to be writing down a goal kicker, so I'm out of business at this stage. Hand pass over the top, favours the Dogs. They've got an opportunity through the centre of the ground. Chasing the football down there is Vaz. He can't get it out. Locked up. And the umpire comes in. And, in fact, it wasn't Vaz. It was Reeves.
Yep.
And the umpire's going to ball it up almost in the centre of the ground.
Jesus, no great dizzy heights this game at this moment. Compton won the tap. Langley sharked it for the Bloods. He'll kick it to half forward.
Good mark.
Good mark it was. Bloods. It's long now goes. Long, in fact, does that. He would have been looking for Harvey. Harvey ran underneath the footy. It was a poor kick. Now Golden Square will mop up. It's a short pass outside 50. They'll build. Handball again to Jack Geary. Jack Geary handball forward, moving it nicely. It's just a series of handballs. Golden Square now on half forward. A long kick into the pocket. It's 2-on-1. Burke, unrealistic attempt.
Yeah.
Got into the back. It was always there and it'll be a free kick, Bloods.
Well, he had 2 to beat. Where are the other bloke? Where's Brett and Daz? Gee, their entries inside forward 50 square have been ordinary so far. Now the Bloods, can they get out of trouble? They can. And the mark is taken at halfback by Simpson. Been busy early for South. Simpson goes down the line towards the wing grandstand side. His target down there was Will Lee, but it was stumped away and over and out of bounds.
Having said all that, Jock, Square dominating contested footy at the moment, but not dominating scoreboard pressure.
No, you're right. They're winning it everywhere, but doing much with it inside forward 50. Compton, good hit down, taken by Reeves. Wants support, gets it. Hand pass wide, taken by Monty. Can he get through the traffic? He can. Gets it to Fitzpatrick. Finds a little bit of space. Then he goes long inside forward 50. Good mark in defence again. Taken for the Bloods down there by Torpy. South's defence is holding up really well, isn't it?
Torpy switches to Hare in the opposite back pocket. The skipper for the Bloods plays on now. He'll go beyond 50 to the outer side wing. Hitting it hard. Long, did well. Took a chest mark. Looks in board to go corridor. Just a little bit unsure here, Bloods. Now they will go backwards in order to go forward to Herlihy. A little bit quiet in the opening 10 minutes of his first possession. He goes further backwards. They're going to horseshoe in and out. Went to Miller. Then it goes to Torpy. Torpy to Johnson. Handball forward to Taggart. Bloods now on the opposite side wing. It's going to be a poor kick. He tried to go corridor. He shouldn't have. He should have went down the guts. They did all the hard work getting it there. Now it's going to be a ball up just forward of centre wing for the Bloods. The intent was right and execution in the end was wrong.
Both sides are having trouble with skill level at the moment, in particular kicking to the opposition.
Yeah, just struggling a bit, both of them. Get their games into gear. From the ball up, Harvey, in fact, took it. Got it to a teammate, kicked forward. That came from Herlihy towards half forward for the Bloods. Haven't been up there for a while now. A chance back towards Cooper Leon. He couldn't take it. Out-muscled. Goes back to Reeves, half back for the Dogs. He's tackled, lost it. Umpires played a free to South End advantage. They go inside forward 50. But again, they're out-muscled by the Dogs who come out of defence and kick it straight out on a full, and South will get it back. My goodness. So the Bloods again will go inside forward 50 through Herlihy.
Herlihy goes long. It is inside forward 50 with Murley will mop up. He'll go to Thrum. He makes him work. Will it sit for him? It does. But it then just dribbled away at the last moment and goes over the boundary line. We'll have a ball in.
Will Allen for the Bloods is there. He's playing deep forward at the moment.
Deep in the forward pocket. The footy is for the Bloods. First, well, they haven't had a shot at goal as yet. Barnard Street in.
Horses are gone, John.
They have. Probably the most interesting thing going on in this game at the moment is Constant wins.
Where they gone to?
Geary to Reeves by hand. Golden Square. That's a poor kick. Clean bowls them all.
They're on centre wing now, the horses.
Those big things with legs and tails.
It's been a move made.
And they're moving just as well as
Obviously a better spot, John.
Yeah.
as Isaiah Miller will get a 50. Jaden Burke a bit overzealous.
Yes.
And Isaiah Miller should make them pay and kick a goal.
Still a bit of push and shove behind the ball.
It's a long 50.
Gee,
That's 70, isn't it? I'd like to buy real estate off that umpire.
You think it's a 50-50-50?
Yeah, I reckon it is. Isaiah Miller's got a big grin on his face. Don't worry about that. He should kick this.
Get ready, Jock. You might need to write a goal down.
Barnard Street end, directly in front.
where's my pen?
If the Bloods are going to win this game, they need to take the most of these opportunities. Because this was a little hand-wrapped Father's Day present with the 50, I reckon. Miller poked at the footy. Poor result. Poor result, Miller. You need to kick those goals. He's evened it up. It's one behind each. 12 minutes gone. Opening term, live major finals football on fresh Bendigo. That frustrates me.
Pick my pen up for nothing. Kick out by the Dogs. Defence is good. Short into the back pocket to Geary. Jack Geary goes down the line towards half-back. His teammate couldn't take the mark. Now the ball spills free. It's loose. Pack develops. Umpire comes in. He'll ball it up half-back for Golden Square on the outer or swimming pool side of the ground. Gee, we've played 12 and a half minutes of time in the first term for this first semi-final. Two of the best sides in the competition over the year, and they've managed to kick a point each so far.
Push for Brock Harvey's got a free kick, Jock. Got a little one in the back, the umpire indicated.
Oh, he's too far out, isn't he? He's 80 metres from goal. So Harvey's got it. Chance to go deep for South. Just go short. Gets a little lead. So they've got an opportunity now to set up. And Harvey can sneak back down inside forward 50. High kick. Up they go. In front. Good mark. That was Strosh, I think, was it, for Golden Square? Wastes no time. Goes across the ground and gives it to Captain Jack, still inside defensive 50.
Short pass to Fitzpatrick. Dogs off half-back. He got collared, lucky to get away with it, and he coughed it up to Miller. Miller then goes inside forward 50. Good strong tackling. Harvey couldn't quite collect. Hartley, he did for the Dogs, goes in the middle. Dogs through Morecambe. Oh, he's got a running player on. It was a neat bit of work. Now it's a long ball, Golden Square through Hickman. And a mark's been taken, Joel Brett. He'll line them up, and that was the best bit of play all afternoon from both sides.
Yeah, exactly, and good body work from Brett. He was in a one-on-one contest and was just a bit clever for his opponent on that occasion.
It all started from Hartley on half-back, didn't it? The kick was into the middle. It was all swift work, a little handball, a little give. Quickly moved the ball on through Hickman, and now they've got a shot at goal.
Well, this is the league's leading goal kicker, John.
Dare I say it? We saw it down the other end. Joel Brett will kick a behind.
Jeez.
Well, they're both muffing it at the moment. Scoreboard pressure is not there. It's two behinds Golden Square, one behind South Bendigo, 14 and a half opening turn.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Kicked 80 odd for or 90 something for the year. He couldn't kick one from 40 metres out on a nice day. Now the Bloods will bring it out of defence with a little chip kick. That's okay to Taggart. So Taggart takes the mark in defence for the Bloods. Still in the back pocket. Goes back into the defensive goal square. Didn't make it. Now he put his teammate under the punt. That was Van Newman. He had to get rid of it in a hurry. He's coughed it up. Gives it to a square player who's come back and fired on goal. And he's put it right across the front and out of bounds on the full.
Hamish Morecambe, I reckon that was, Jock, too.
Unbelievable.
Experienced players making some pretty basic
Rookie
errors.
mistakes.
Yeah. Antonowitz now back pocket. Opposite back pocket. He goes to Hare of the Bloods. He makes Miller work. He couldn't quite grab it. Morecambe getting involved now. He couldn't quite pick it up. Pack form, stoppage, ball up. 55 metres out from the square goal. They attack, two behinds to the Bloods, one behind, 16 gone opening term, live major finals football on Fresh Bendigo.
Dogs move it quickly inside forward, 50. Burke on a lead, takes it. Good decisive lead from Burke. Good mark. Clean grab, and he's taken it. He'll fire from goal from about 20 metres out on a slight angle. And you would think Jaden Burke, this should be a Monty.
Nobody write anything down.
Oh, no, I didn't. I won't even pick my pen up. So Burke for the Dogs, for the first goal of the game, puts it through. And the Square Bulldogs are on the board. Jaden Burke kicks there first after a bit of a battle that was. So live score sponsor Bendigo Bulk Carpets. And the Golden Square Bulldogs are 1-2-8. South Bendigo 1 behind 1 point. 16 gone first term.
Yeah, considering how much time Square have had the ball parked in their forward line, just have one goal on the board at this stage, John. 16 gone, as Jock mentioned. They need a bit more reward for their effort.
They do now. It'll be Monty through the middle for Golden Square to half 40. Look for Morecambe. Morecambe then stood up and the ball fell into his lap and then he was away. He runs and puts it into the path of Burke. It was a little bit severe for him. Picked up by Taggart. By hand to the back door. Gives it to Horbury, the coach, who didn't look. Made an error and he kicked it straight to Vaz. Vaz now looks inboard. Steps around a player far too easily. Then he'll go to the top of the square. They'll set themselves. Oh, a lot of hands on the footy. Burke probably should have marked it and spilled it.
Oh, he did everything right. He floated across, got the hands to the footy and just spilt it.
Ball up at the top of the square. 8 playing 7. Golden Square lead. 17 gone opening turn.
So here's the ball up. Chance for the Dogs to get another one quickly. Was taken by the Bloods down there by Langley. He was collared. Had to get rid of it. Did. Umpire's going to come in and ball it up. Pack develops. Still only 20 metres out from the Golden Square goal. And the Dogs with the only goal on the board so far. They lead 8 points to 1 from the ball up. Plenty of numbers around the contest. Goes to ground. Byrne on the bottom of the pack. picked up and kicked towards goal for the square.
Yeah, Murley it was. I reckon.
Murley, and he's put it through for a minor score. So the Dogs to 139, the Bloods are one behind 1 point. 18 gone, first turn. Live score sponsor, Variety Superstore, Strathvillage.
Zach Hare, short pass from fullback. Spots up Antonowitz. Hare will get the handball back. He ran. Now he'll kick it long beyond 50. And he's kicked it straight to Jonathan Coe, Golden Square, who had his arms chopped. And then Morecambe tries to sneak away with an advantage, but he's told, bring it back, son. So Jonathan Coe playing up the field at the moment. He'll look to go corridor. They'll set themselves. It's 2-on-1. Oh, juggling ball. Couldn't quite get his hands on the footy. That was Barrett. Spills in the direction of Vaz. Vaz handballs to Stewart. Stewart now straightens himself up.
That's better.
He's got a player on. Fitzpatrick takes a mark. 45 out directly in front.
That kick earlier was ambitious at best.
Plays on. Steps around Cooper Leon far too easily and will kick a goal.
Ooh.
Oh, touched right on the goal line. Geez, they jumped. The timing of the jump was perfect and it was a minor one. It was online, but... good build-up. 1-4-10 Golden Square, one behind the Bloods, 18 gone, first turn.
If Square had done what they should be doing, considering the amount of footy they got, Jock, this game would be over right now.
Well,
They're dominating in a lot of
around
areas.
the ground they certainly are. The Bloods with their back to the wall. Defensively, they go outside defensive 50 and find a mark on the outer side of the ground. Then they retreat back into the back pocket. And Tonowitz takes it, goes across the ground, gives it to Langley. Langley's got it in the defensive back pocket, goes short. That's okay. Van Human plays on, goes wide to the outer side. Mark dropped, but should have been taken. Bloods have got some numbers though. They might get out of trouble through Miller. Runs his distance, then pumps it long towards half forward. Plenty up. No one could take the mark. Loose ball gathered. Hand pass. Inside forward 50 for South. Wasn't good. Dogs have got plenty of numbers back in defence. They hand pass around. Go short. They've got a player who's taken it and goes to Morecambe through towards halfback. Morecambe goes laterally across the ground. Looks for a teammate. Finds one down there in Jarks. Just arches his back. Beats his opponent. Then he's kicked it all that good. But Monty's got it. No, he dropped it. Missed it. Hand pass. Not good. Cooper Leon takes the crumb. Turns. Wants support. Goes to the Horbury. Horbury goes high, long, in towards full forward. Plenty up. They can't take the mark. It's rolling towards goal and it's through for a minor score. Well, ring a rosy, that was. But at the end of the day, one behind to the Bloods. Two behinds they go to. Golden Square 1-4-10, 20 gone, first turn.
It's in the back pocket now for Golden Square. It's a long kick before beyond 50.
Oh.
Morecambe, he flew high, flew early,
Fantastic.
then he was off and running to the races. He has one bounce, then he just feigns a little handball. He slipped, then he goes back door. That was okay. Went to Stewart. Stewart was getting involved, kicks it to half forward. Now the Dogs, forward thrust in the direction of Monty, ran underneath the footy. Running onto it for the Bloods was Lead, and he's got a hold off the ball.
He didn't actually take control of the footy when he was tackled.
No, he's clever.
That's why the free kick was given.
He was under the pump, I think, wasn't he?
The Horses update, they've moved to the forward pocket to the city end now.
They're following the play, which is good. They're all over it. Meanwhile, the Bloods come out of defence towards the centre of the ground. That's okay. Harvey, well down the field, takes it. Almost at half-back. Goes across the ground. Langley the target. He couldn't take the mark. Loose ball. Chance for the Dogs. The Dogs come down towards half-forward on the outer side with a high kick towards forward 50. Should be plenty of Bloods there. Or they might have missed what they should have taken. Picked up by Will Lee. Throws it on the boot. Finds a teammate. It's worked towards Miller. He's been busy first quarter. Goes long towards half-forward. Plenty up. No one could take the mark. Off hands, open, out of bounds for throwing.
Bloods in a lot of pressure, but Jock mentioned their back half. Some of their players cross half back for the Bloods, like Langley, are doing a really good job down there. They're keeping them in the game.
Cross half forward, Bloods attack. Lead will do the ruck work for the Bloods, but it was constant. It's got a lot on him. Jack Geary picked it up, hurriedly kicks it out of the pack. They'll set themselves on the outer side wing. He picks it up now for the Bloods. He'll go, turn and go inside forward 50. Horbury might have got one over the shoulder. Umpire didn't agree. Good getting involved with a handball. He goes to the back door to Jonathan Coe. John Coe, short pass, finds Geary. Jack Geary seems to be playing up back, cross half back a little bit at the moment. Jack Geary, short pass to Good. for the Dogs. He marks it across half-back, outer side, swimming pool side. He'll come inboard now.
Oh.
He's got a player on in Jarks. Now he's away. Long kick to half forward. Brett will be the target. Brett uses his body. Hare did well with a punch for the Bloods. Picked up there by Stross. A little give over the top. Monty, will he get it back? The old 1-2. Jarks does give it back to Monty. Monty now builds. Poor kick. Brett had to work. Brett keeps his feet. He'll get to the footy first. Picks it up. He'll have to get around two. He shoveled the ball out somehow. Golden Square still in it. Round the body. Picked up by Hickman. Goalwood touched on the line by the Bloods. God, the Bloods are doing some hard work on the defensive line.
Twice this quarter, touched on the line.
11 playing 2, 23 gone. Live major finals football on Fresh Bendigo.
Good on them. They're under the pump, the Bloods, but gee, they're hanging in, showing plenty of guts, particularly in their defensive half of the ground. The kick to Allen is okay. No, he plays on, gives it to Hurley. He's under the pump, has to swing a hand pass wide, finds a teammate. He's under the pump too. Worked out to Mar. Mar throws it on a boot. High towards half forward. No one could take the mark on their hands, and these players try to scoop it out. They can't. And the umpire's going to ball it up probably between centre and centre wing.
They've pulled the trigger a little bit early now with Brock Harvey. Asked earlier, Jock, what they were going to do. So it looks like they have swung those changes because he's just not getting his hands on the footy up forward, but he does now. Runs into a wall. Then he didn't correctly dispose of it, and he's pinged, and it'll be a free kick to the Dogs.
11 plays 2. Dogs in front.
Is that a touch of panic, John?
Goes towards half forward.
Too early.
Burke's got a little bit of space just outside forward 50. Centering ball is good. And the mark is taken by Captain Jack. Geary has taken a mark for the Dogs. 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle, and we'll go back and shoot for goal.
Can I change my tip, Jock?
No, sorry. So Geary, and I'll tell you, Captain Jack won't miss. He doesn't waste a lot of football. So Geary lines up, looking to kick the second for the Dogs. And as...
Hit the post.
I've done him no favours. He's hit the stick and through for a minor score. Golden Square to 1-6-12.
And plus,
Bendigo 2 behind.
and plus, they probably kicked to the opposition about 4 times, John. So
Yeah.
they've had a massive amount of ball inside attacking 50.
The only thing keeping the Bloods in this game are Golden Square.
Golden Square stuff up. John.
Yeah, exactly. Good strong mark. Burke took it from the kick in. By hand. Feeds it off. Nicely. Barrett will go dangerously for the Bloods here. Miller fell over at the wrong time. Geary might have got one high. He threw his head back, which was...
Pinged him.
He got pinged, and it's probably fair enough, I reckon, Jock.
Right,
Free kick, Hurley Bloods. Well, if you're trying to make a path, you've had prior opportunity, haven't you?
He's kicked wide. The Bloods defender. The target down there was Simpson, and he just couldn't take it. Slip through his hands over the line and out of bounds.
I just sensed that Captain Jack took 1 or 2 steps. Once you take those 2 steps and make a path through 2 players, you've got to be pinged.
No, that's fair enough. I'm not umpiring. I would never have a crack at our umpires up here because I reckon personally they do a ripper job as opposed to some of their AFL counterparts. From the throw-in, chance for Compson, came back to the big fella. Oh, he's lost it in a tackle. And there it is. Well, hardly what you'd call a big free-wheeling score-wise quarter. At quarter time in the first semi-final, Golden Square 1-6-12, South Bendigo 2 behinds, 2 points.
Well, it's Sunday, it's Father's Day, it's the first semi, it's a cutthroat semi, and Golden Square, well, they have been wasteful. Will they come back to rue their poor kicking here? Time will tell. We've still got 3/4 of footy left, so don't go anywhere. Golden Square lead at the moment, 1-6-12. They lead the Bloods 2 behind. Live major finals football on Fresh Bendigo.
It's the song you
winning through the midfield and getting plenty of opportunities inside forward 50. South are persisting with that chip game in defence. And I'm not sure inside defensive 50, you know, a couple of times it came unstuck almost, didn't it? Didn't eventuate in them, in it costing them goals, but gee, it was close a few times.
Pretty much how they've done
All year.
all year. They like to certainly they'll change direction and then they'll go short until they find the right targets, then try to run from half back. But can be dangerous if your skill level is not up to it, John. No, because those unforced errors then can be costly. But talking about being costly, Square weren't that in that quarter.
No, and look,
Not on the scoreboard.
no, and the Bloods, if they're going to win this game, they're going to need to kick goals. So they've pulled the trigger finally and put Brock Harvey and Antonowitz both standing basically in the goal square. They're persisting with Will Lee forward as well. Not sure if they're trying to test the height of Golden Square, but I just don't like Daniel Johnson.
I think he's 100% if he's playing down there.
Well, you name yourself in the side, you're 100% fit, aren't you? I think they're just trying to stretch them height-wise, you know, because we've always said, have they got enough goal kickers?
But he's been their first ruck most of the season.
He has 1 goal, 6 to 12 Golden Square, 2 behinds.
First semi-final here in the Bendigo Football League. Second quarter, Johnny Hunter to get you underway.
And it is Compton that wins it to Monty. Monty fumbled the footy, but they've got the numbers. They'll go forward. Jack Geary getting on the end of one who gave it by hand to Zave Murley. Zave Murley to the top of the square. It's Haggett marks for the Bloods. Short pass, Horbury receives. In his defensive 50. Looks inboard, he's got Keck, ignores him, decides to go further, deeper into the back pocket if that's possible. It almost goes into the crowd. And he finds, well, it's either Langley or Poyser. They've got, I think it's Langley. They've got both blonde hair to Hurley. Hurley, he's got Miller short, ignores. Then he decides to go short again, mucking around, trying to build something here. Keck, received. He hasn't got much on. They'll muck it up if they're not careful here, Bloods. He goes 30 backwards to the top of the defensive square to tag it. They'll horseshoe out, kicks it to Hare, lucky to keep it in. Over the top, Langley. He received. The blonde, he will now go looking for Simpson. Simpson, he ignores it in the end. Then he goes long, setting himself, it will be Long. Long couldn't mark it. It's now a hold. Stross surely gets a free kick goal.
See, even after all that kicking around in the back, they still had to kick to a contest. And it wasn't a good decision anyway, 2-on-1. Stross has got it, half back for the Dogs. Goes towards the centre of the ground, good kick, finds a big fellow. He's taken the mark. That's Matty Compton. Decides to kick it inside forward 50. Gets the lead down there from Brett. Can't find him. Loose ball. It's the Bloods defence that wobble it out of the back half. If there's a whistle on play, might be a free kick to South.
Yeah, that player got pushed in the back.
Got pushed. So the Bloods have got it at half back. Chance to set something up. They go in through the corridor. That's okay. Oh, gee, is that Hurley?
Yep.
Good mark. Just got one hand to it. Could have been a tragedy, but it wasn't. But his kick wasn't so good. He's kicked it towards half forward, ran along the ground. It's all Dogs. There's a paddock of them, an absolute kennel full of them. Work to Jarks. Jarks on the left foot. Well, he's kicked it to nobody. He's kicked it to a South defender on his own, who picks it up, goes down the line. Was the mark paid? Or did it hit the deck?
No, I think he paid the mark.
Paid the mark.
Lucky not to get 50.
So the Bloods, well, are they living on the edge? It's Langley with the footy. He goes back towards defensive 50, finds a teammate in Hare who plays on, goes directly across the ground. And South continue to play zigzag footy. That kick better, though, down the line, and the mark's taken by Long.
Long. He's
Long.
looking to go. He's actually looking to go short and look to go backwards. But he does eventually decide to go forward. He puts it long and he puts it high. It's a poor kick. He was unsure. Compton got a lot of it. Murley getting involved. Handball Monty. Monty will now run through the middle for the Dogs to half forward. Langley collects. Good, strong tackling. Dogs. And they're here to play. And it'll be a ball up just forward of centre as the Golden Square Bulldogs attack here.
Burke again really attacked that bit of play pretty well. So ball up across half forward for the Dogs. They might have lost it. Hurley, good play. Stole the footy, then turned, had a look, finds a teammate with a little bit of space on the outer side of the ground. Long kick towards the forward pocket. South mark. Good grab down there, Antonowitz.
Yeah, Hornsby, he doesn't miss many kicks, doesn't he, out of half back? He's beautiful delivery.
Yeah, on the left there.
So Antonowitz will have a shot. He's on a pretty tight angle in the scoreboard pocket, and he'll probably have to kick it about 45 metres.
Good player, Jock. He doesn't miss many goals.
No, very good player.
Clever player.
Funnily enough, they're in the game if he kicks this goal well
Oh,
and
sure
truly,
are.
aren't they?
So Antonowitz lines up for the Bloods. Runs out wide, called to play on, opened up the angle, fires at goal. I reckon he's got it.
Beautiful.
Goal umpire doesn't move. Goal to the Bloods, and you're right, boys. After almost a quarter of domination by the Dogs, South are well and truly in this contest.
See what
Only
he did-
trailed by 4 points.
See what he did there, Jock, because he took advantage of the stand rule. If you see him, he went wide onto the mark, and that gained him probably the distance. He needed that extra 2 or 3 metres for the distance of the kick.
Good effort, Bloods. 1-6-12 Dogs, 1-2-8 Bloods. 4.5 minutes gone, second term. Life score sponsor Bendigo Bell Carpets.
Back into the middle now. It was Compston. Taps it forward. Burns being quiet for the Bloods. Fumbles the ball. Then it fell into his arms and then fell out again. Not having a good start to this game. Been regularly. He was pretty good in the cross half
We
forward.
talked about how much Square dominated this game. South get the next goal and they're in front, John.
I know. That's pretty hard to believe. Johnson now. Burn trying to get involved. Bloods. Hands and knees. Players dive in after it. Bottom of the pack. Umpire's letting it go. Murley literally gave that to Geary, who then gave it to Monty. The second give was okay with the handball. Now they hit the pack hard. Oh, it was good work by Burt. It'll be Taggart that mops up for the Bloods. He's been pretty good. Short pass. Torpy. Torpy now will run. He goes short to Johnson received. Bloods. Can they build something here? Handball laterally. Running player. Hurley. Short pass. Antonowitz. Got a push. Free kick. And he'll look to build off half back. 12 playing 8. 4-point margin. Dogs lead. 6 minutes gone. Second turn.
Everywhere at the moment, Antonowitz got the ball on the half-back flank. And he's just a minute ago kicked the goal for the Bloods. Goes inboard and gives it to Hare. So Zach Hare's got it. Centre half-back for South Bendigo. Swings back to the grandstand side. Finds a teammate. Langley's got it. Goes back inboard. So they're still right on defensive 50, South.
Watch out, the horses
Looking
are coming towards you, Jock.
Looking to build something, are they? Oh, they are too. Magnificent looking beasts.
They might be listening to the radio. They're coming to see what all the who
Are they ex-race horses, Johnny?
No.
They're not. No, no.
That looks like bar lap, that first one, John.
Could be. Be getting on a bit.
They're trained with their temperament. They've got to have good temperament, of course.
Meanwhile, the Bloods have got the footy, but they've turned it over. Kicked straight to a Dogs player who goes back inside forward 50 and finds a teammate.
Actually, I think bar lap's stuffed, Jock,
It's
in the nicest possible
in the
way.
nicest
And
possible
he's
way.
buggered as well.
Yeah.
Tied.
Now, who's that, Johnny? Furthest from us we could get. Square player with it. Right on forward 50.
It might be in fact Joel Brett with the footy, I reckon.
Well, he's gone back a long way, as though he's going to have a shot, and he is.
Super kick from there.
From 52 metres.
Wow. Good kick.
Goes far home and just misses. He's kicked that
twice.
He's
Yeah,
kicked that
beautiful
60
kick.
metres. Meanwhile, it's a minor score. 1-7 square. 1-2. Bloods. 7 minutes gone. Second term. Life score sponsor, Breach Apparel Bendigo.
Bloods are not mucking around when they kick it out from full back. Goes over the top now to Keck, who's got it on the defensive 50. Good defensive punch, Monty. Got his fist in there, Dogs. And it's been the way of the afternoon. Dogs are here to play, albeit not playing very well when they're in the vicinity of the scoreboard. They're 1-7-13. Bloods 1-2-8. Probably not a true tale. And in finals, who knows? Bloods could get a roll on, and then all of a sudden they're on the back foot. Compston wins the tap, front of the pack, still 49 out from goal. Handball over the top, Leon received, Johnson fumbled, severe. Morecambe runs onto the footy. He tries to make a path, can't,
Went too
gets
far.
collared. He did, and it will be a free kick to the Bloods, and that was Keck, who was under pressure, did well for the Bloods.
Yeah. So the Bloods back half continues to stand up. Still under the puck. Kick out was an absolute shocker. Kicked it straight to Matty Compson, who got a bit of a surprise, I think. Couldn't control the ball, but he's got some support. Dogs go back inside forward 50. Pass is okay. They've got a mark. And they will go back and have a shot at goal. The Golden Square boys from about 30 metres out. And it is Hamish Morecambe with the football. Well, Can he kick their second goal?
He will.
He will. So Morecambe from 30 metres, but he's on a reasonably tight angle. Comes in, lines it up.
Never looked like it.
Shifts it
I
wide
learned that
across
one from John.
the face
Yes.
and through for a minor score. 1-8 square. 1-2 South Bendigo. Goal of difference. 9 gone. Second term of the first semi-final.
Bloods, even though they're finding it hard, they fight it out. They're cracking in as much as they can. They're just being led off the scoreboard by Square.
Miller will kick it in for the Bloods. He plays on quickly. Then he'll kick it long. They'll set themselves. Will Allen's in the area. He was 3 deep. Tried to get a fist in there, but it's all with the Dogs. Running, receiving a handball was Jack Stewart. He goes short pass and also buttering up. I reckon it's a goal.
Yep.
Just have to pick up which player it is for Golden Square. He's running towards it. Might even be Joel Brett again. Doesn't matter. It's a big one for the Dogs. Live score sponsor, Meat Matters. So Golden Square go to 2-8-20. They lead 1-2-8. It's 10 minutes gone in the second term, and it was Joel Brett. Yes,
Was indeed Joel Brett.
Yeah, he met the contest hard, and they've had a couple of little shots like that. Well, could have been shots in this term, but couldn't get clear. He got clear. Didn't have a lot of space to work in. It was good work. Square spent a lot of time in their attacking 50 this term.
Well, the Bloods now. You want to get the next one on the board, you would think. Will Allen went into the ruck, but Compston won it down. Clearance important. Goes to the Bloods. Wobbly ball. Goes towards half forward. They've got it inside forward. 50 loose. Chance down there for Johnston. Can the big fella pick it up? He can't. Wants support. Hurler, he's in there. Trying to lend some assistance. Locked up in a tackle, and the umpire will ball it up about 40 metres out from the Bloods' goal. Well, they've got it down the right end. It would be very good for their confidence, Johnny, if they could get an answer.
Yeah, well, they're not
quickly.
going to hear. Stross picked it up, then handballed it. He gave it to Reeves. Reeves a short pass. On the end of it now was Hickman. Hickman now for the Dogs down the line.
Good
Great.
kick. Good mark.
Was Vaz. Now he's on the outer side, swimming pool side. Vaz now. He kicks long, 60-metre ball inside 50. Hartley hit the pack hard. Spills to Langley. Langley short pass. Brock Harvey playing up back now. He receives. He's looking inboard. Harvey. He goes laterally again. Langley ran onto it. Receives. Bloods now still deep into attack. His kick. He's kicked it. He's done exactly what you said before. In fact, he's kicked it straight at the opposition. I was going to say a contest. Now Compson, he's away. Nobody's on him. He kicks into the corridor.
Yeah.
Good mark. Golden Square will line up for another one. And they'll have a shot at goal through Vaz. And a few danger signs and a few cracks starting to appear.
Thanks to Norm Jenkins. Let's have a look at quarter-time scores in the MCDNFL. Nettie Biella for 5-3-33. Lexton yet to score.
Vaz now needs to make the Bloods pay. These are the kicks that they're not just nailing. It's a 12-point margin. 12 minutes gone, second term. Barnard Street end. Vaz now crosses the paint. A 50. Long ball. And he's kicked a minor score.
Yeah, when he kicked the footy, he went back. His momentum wasn't with the kick, John.
Yeah,
so
lean.
it's going to drag the ball across the body.
2-9-21. 1-2-8 Bloods. 12 gone, second term.
Boys, when the Bloods work so hard to get it out of defence, and they've done it a fair bit, and there's nothing down forward, what are they getting out of playing Harvey in defence? Brock Harvey.
Just trying to get him in the game, I guess. That's
Oh, well, righto, okay. Meanwhile, they struggle it out of defence again, a high kick towards half back. But it's all Golden Square. They'll go back inside, through Vaz, kick. Can't find a teammate on the end of it. Bloods defence under the pump. Once again, it's only about 30 metres out from the square goal. Plenty of numbers around the contest. Pack develops, umpire comes in, and we'll ball it up.
Want me to ask them, Jocko? I've got connections. Is Peter Bradley still there? I know Peter pretty well.
Ring him. Get him on the phone.
I'll
Yep.
ask him.
Well, their midfield's doing nothing. Cooper Leon's not getting involved.
Well, then put him in the midfield, but don't put him inside defence at 50.
Hurler, he's not getting involved either.
Meanwhile, from the throw-in, there's it was sharked off the back from the throw-in and kicked, and Brett's kicked another one for Golden Square.
Front and centre.
Yep. Did it very, very well indeed. That's Joel Brett's second.
Gets a lot of his kicks like that, a lot of his goals, I should say. He's around the packs. You really, really, really need to pay him some respect and a lot of attention. He's very clever at reading balls off the pack, loose balls.
So live score sponsor Bendigo Bowl Carpets shows Golden Square 3-9-27. South Bendigo 1-2-8. 13 and a half minutes gone, second term of the first semi-final.
So out of 3 goals, Jockey's a multiple goal kicker in this game.
We've got a multiple goal kicker. Yes,
Harvey
indeed.
has gone into the middle, and Antonowitz must be up forward because you find that those two do rotate. Jack Geary, soccer ball out of the middle. It was off the side of the boot and went to the Bloods to Miller. Miller's had a few touches. Short pass, Hurley. Offensive side of the centre circle of the QEO. Looking around, his eyes are darting. Hasn't got a lot on offer. You'll go to the right half forward. Spots up a player that was okay with Simpson. Simpson now turns and goes. Antonowitz, he emphasised the push. I'm not sure if it was there. Umpire didn't agree. Merrin at the back door received for the Dogs. Kicks it, and he kicks it to Jark, and now the Dogs are away.
Yep, they've got space. Monty's got a little bit of room on the wing. Grandstand side, takes it, gets around his opponent, wants support, gets that from Fitzpatrick. Further inside to Hartley. Here come the Dogs. Inside forward 50. Taken by Hickman. Little pass.
Great work, great
Good
play.
work. Best transference of play for the day by an absolute mile.
Yep, from half back, I don't think South Bendigo players touched the footy.
And Burke's got it right on the boundary line though. 30 out, plays on, runs around, kicks across the body and just sneaks it in for a minor score. Okay, 3-10 square. 1-2, South Bendigo. 15 gone, second term.
Big crowd in front of the club rooms in the pocket. Actually, there's a big crowd all around the ground if you have a look.
It's not a bad crowd at all, actually.
On Father's Day, everyone enjoying the finals footy. South Bendigo are still in this game, albeit they are struggling. Oh, Specky, it was an attempt on the outer side. It was Will Allen. So if he's injured, he didn't show it with that leap, that's for sure. As it come off hands and hard up against the boundary line, we'll have a stoppage, a ball up.
I'll tell you one who's normally a very prolific ball winner and haven't seen much of today, Cooper Leon.
Morcon, yeah, exactly. I mentioned that before too, Jock. I picked it up as well. There was Murley, receives Hartley. Hartley's short pass. It's ineffective. I've got the numbers through Stewart. Stewart will turn around the corner into the pocket. He's got a running Jaden Burke. He'll feed it inboard to Murley. It was too severe. Will Allen grabbed it for the Bloods. And I don't think he meant it, but it was effective. Kicked it to Matthew Long of the Bloods.
So Long's got it right on defensive 50 for South. Goes across the ground. That's okay and gives it to Will Keck. So Keck's got it. Now he runs on. Long hand pass. Get away with it. Simpson's taken it. Gives it over the top. Here come the Bloods. Pass inside forward. 50. Just cut up. Good, absolute diving intercept by Jonathan Coe. Just got a fist on it.
Yeah,
Tapped
really
it over
good.
the line,
And
out of bounds.
Tomlin's standing there thinking that's coming straight onto my chest.
Yep.
And just got the fist in.
So the ball out of play. It'll be thrown back in just outside the Bloods forward 50. They need the next one. South. They only got one for the game so far. Halfway through the second term. There he is. Cooper Leon picked the footy up and got tackled. And the umpire is...
Don't know how he got rid of it, actually.
Oh, he's giving him a free kick.
Yeah, I don't know about it, but...
Well, anyway, he's got it. Player on the mark right on forward 50. And he goes towards the corridor and a little bit backwards and gives it to a teammate in Van Newman. He goes short across the ground. Now, here they come. It came from here.
So they went all the way back, Jock, and the ball ended where Cooper Leon's kick would have landed anyway.
Well, meanwhile, though, a square kick across the ground was a bit dodgy, and it was intercepted by Blake Poyser. Terrific mark.
What a goal.
He read it beautifully, ran on, and from 10 metres in from the boundary line has kicked a goal for South Bendigo.
He was motoring. Poyser.
Absolutely. Something out of nothing. That might get you a free Mercedes, but anyway.
No, but you mentioned the kick. The kick was close to the boundary line. That's a beautiful kick. And, well, we talk about the Bloods, but they keep chipping away, John, chipping away. I'm worried about the horses. They seem to have disappeared, Jock.
3:10:28 Golden Square. South Bendigo 2-2-14, 18-minute mark of the second term. Live score sponsor Variety Superstore Strathvillage. What do you mean? Are they gone?
Well, I can't find them.
Meanwhile, the
They're
footage
big.
going on.
You've got
Hurley, he
big-
picked
well,
it
you
up for
can't
the
find-
Bloods.
There's four of them.
Horses.
I know.
Will Thrum picked it up on the back of the centre circle. He goes to half forward. Ball set. Hare needs to be careful with Brett. He offered support to Van Human.
That's a pick-up by Van Newman.
Yeah, round the body. Keck. Good punch. Jonathan Coe Second time in about 5 minutes he's done that. Big fist, the big fist award over the boundary line. True centre wing, ball in. Golden Square, they lead 3-10-28. Bloods 2-2-14, 19 gone second term.
And never mind that, mate. I found the horses.
That's good.
Out the
bit of a
back
whiff,
here.
did
Yep, just behind the coffee van.
Next to you.
And there's plenty of kids going over and, want to pat. Are they allowed to pat them?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Anyway, that's good. Meanwhile, the footy's
Very good.
going on. And Square players had a shot
Morecambe, was it?
from just inside
Outside.
forward
That's
50
a great kick.
on a tight angle. And he's put it through. So there's the answer. Almost immediately from
Maybe.
Golden Square.
That's what you don't want. For South to work hard and get that goal, and this Square just, really quickly get a quick reply within seconds.
Golden Square, 4-10, 34, South Bendigo 2-2-14, 19 and a half gone second term. Live score sponsor, Bendigo Bulk
I
Carpets.
got a bit of a whiff of those horses, and I thought you might have needed a toothbrush, Jock. I was too rude. I wasn't rude enough to say. As now it's South Bendigo. They'll go forward. Brock Harvey should have grabbed that. He went a little bit of a punch. Oliver Simpson got one too high over the shoulder, and it'll be a free kick. Bloods play on. Advantage is called. Horbury got it. Good strong mark. It was a chest mark. It was contested. Alex Smith, I reckon.
Look, we've seen him take some good marks through the air. He's really good in the air. That was great, Mark.
Yeah, it was a classic chest mark, if you like, but he was high. He really
very
jumped.
high.
So this will, it's hard to believe this will lessen the margin to 14 points if he can kick it. This is how important this kick is. He's on his haunches at the moment. Not sure what he's waiting. In fact, that was Horbury next to him just watching. He's just saying, hurry up and kick it. It's not going to make the distance. Oh, it's a spectacular leap at the footy, Antonowitz. He got his hands on the ball, and it just flicked through for a minor score. So 15 playing 34, 21 gone second term.
Super effort. Meanwhile, the Dogs quickly move it out through Jarks to Monty. Monty, good kick over an opponent. Got it down to a teammate there in Fitzpatrick. Oh, his hand pass was intercepted. They've given it back.
Clever.
Chance for the Bloods to go forward
Harvey's on his
again.
own.
He's got it. Can he go long? Chance down there. Over towards the player in McCaig, who's kicked it long. Oh, you're right, Wallace. They just took too long. Harvey was...
No, he's calling it for the last time. He got a bit frustrated with the kick in the end, letting his teammates know.
Well, went through for a minor score. 2-4 plays 4-10.
From kicked it from fullback to Compton. Compton short pass down the wing, looking for Vaz, who's up the field, off hands. Van Human did well to get a fist in there to put it over the boundary line. It's got a bit of a sore fist from that punch, actually. As the umpire will throw it in.
How do you know?
Because he was shaking it.
Oh, right.
So I reckon that is either cold or it was sore. Umpire will throw it in. It'll be Johnson, Bloods v. Compton. Up they'll go. Johnson, front position, tapped it, Byrne overran the footy. Murley got involved, a little give by hand, gave it to Hartley. Good tackle, Horbury. Free kick for incorrect disposal for the Bloods. And they need to get a goal here, Jock, just to, make it manageable.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And for their confidence as well. So Horbury's got it on the wing. Grandstand side. Doesn't know where to go.
No.
Poor kicks. Turned it over. Just kicked it straight to Murley, who plays on. Dogs have got it. Centre of the ground. Brett's with the football. Now he weighs up the options, goes long, inside forward 50. Target down there was Hickman. He can't take it. Ball, in fact, rolls away and goes over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. Just outside forward 50, out of sight of the ground. Dogs in their front half, 22 gone, second term, and it's the Dogs by 18 points at this stage.
Johnson wins the tap for the Bloods in his defensive arc. Byrne jumped on the footy. And you've got to be careful doing that, dragging it in. He wasn't penalised. Monty was over the top of him for the Dogs. 40 out from the Dogs' goal. Compton wins the tap. Murley went down his throat and he managed to get a little one onto his boot. It was ineffective, but Jarks ran onto it cleverly. Didn't have much time, didn't have much space, but he didn't need it. And that was a very, very smart goal. Live score sponsor, Rural and Outdoors in Castlemaine. Golden Square go to 5-10-40. South Bendigo are now labouring 2-4-16. 23 and a half gone, second term. first semi-final.
How many goals have Square kicked, John and Jock, in that fashion in this quarter? It's not a case of them taking a big mark and a set mark. It's those little kicks at pack situations or in front of the pack or around the pack that they're kicking goals at the moment, not through clear marking going back to set shots.
Yeah, no, you're right. They're well on top in that. And now they get a take out from the middle. Good work through Hickman. Goes inside forward 50 for the Dogs. Couldn't put a teammate on the end of it. Geary's down there. Works hard on his hands and knees. Can't get it out. The umpire balled it up. 40 out from the Dogs' goal.
I saw Tony Powell walk past, great stalwart at the South Bendigo Football Club and of this station in the early days, Jock.
Absolutely. Yep, one of the pioneers. Ball up, inside forward 50 for the Dogs. Bloods defence under the pump against. Picked up, thrown onto the boot by a South defender. A bit of bad luck again for the Bloods. It's gone sailing over the line and out of bounds on the full. Penalty free kick. We'll go to the Dogs.
Merrin, you'll go corridor. He's got 2 to choose. And he picked up Toogood on left half forward now. A lot of players with inside forward 50. Good on him trying to find some space in there. He's now looking goalward and saying he's going to have a shot. Boy, it'd be a big kick from there. He's going to have to kick at 60. Gets underneath it. It's a long ball and it's a goal. Wow, a drop punt. He's kicked a goal. The man on the mark stood on the paint mark of 50. Live score sponsor, Meat Matters. 6-10-46 Golden Square. South Bendigo 2-4-16. 25 gone second term. Wow.
Yeah, a lot of players though know their distance, John, and he obviously knew his distance, and he was happy to back himself in. That was a beautiful kick, as you mentioned, outside 50, and had a bit of room as it went through the goal. So good goal.
It's a big blow to South Bendigo. Back in the centre, they get the clearance. Boy, they need to do something now. Kicked up towards Poyser at half forward. Couldn't take it. Cooper Leon picks up the crumb. Runs to the 50-metre arc. Goes inside. Kick. And Tonowitz 2 to beat. Couldn't take it. Good tackle though. Got the crumb. Shot at goal. Left foot. Missed. Minor score. Gee, played well, didn't he? Good player. And
clever. He's clever. Yes.
Beat 2 of them. Got it to the ground. Picked it up.
The beauty of him, Jock, he's never out of the game because at ground level he's as dangerous as he is in the air.
Yep. 46 plays 17. Dogs in front. Closing on half-time. For the loser, it's all over Red Rover. This is the first semi-final.
Jarks went short to Lee, who went further short to Barrett. They were still in the back pocket. Now we go into the middle looking to play the corridor. Poyser getting involved now for the Bloods. Had his hands on the footy. And halfway between the centre and half forward as the Bloods attack. We'll have a stoppage. Ball up. 46 playing 17. Umpire throws it up in the air. Contested. Congestion. Murley tries to emerge with it. Flicked it out to Fitzpatrick. That was an awkward ball. He tried to flick it out as well. Whistle for an incorrect disposal. And Isaiah Miller will get a free kick for the Bloods.
So a chance for the Bloods. Miller's got it. Between centre and half forward. Swings out wide. Finds a teammate. That's okay. That Poyser out there.
It's either him or Langley because they both
got the blondes, haven't they?
Langley.
Kick Langley, thank you. Kicked inside forward 50. Crash goes the pack. And there is a mark.
And I think it's the coach, John. Have a look.
It is indeed.
Horbury.
Yep.
Gee, he was caught between 2 square players. They all flew for him.
Really strong overhead mark.
So Horbury, well, tough for him. Right on the boundary line.
He's a beautiful kick.
Yeah, but he's a left footer and he's on the wrong side.
Other than that, he's a beautiful kick.
Sometimes that can be the right side because left footers sometimes naturally swing the other way.
Do they?
Yeah.
All right.
You know about swingers, John?
Yeah. Well, I thought you can say left footers.
Having a go from 48 metres. He's given it a ride across the front of goal and is punched through for a minor score.
What are you trying to say, Wallace?
So the Bloods 2-6-18. The Square 6-10-46. 28 minutes gone. Second term of the first semi-final. Live score sponsor, Bendigo Bulk Carpets.
He wasn't a finisher on that stage, John, then?
No, some pretty good ones. It's Thrum, he kicks it now beyond 50, sets themselves. Bottom of the pack, Barrett, he tried to make a path. Horbury did well tackling, so did Oliver Simpson for the Bloods. And it's all tied up. Stoppage, and we'll have a ball up. 70 out from the Bloods' goal. this game is now in danger of blowing out if they just don't get one here on the board, just to give them something at half time. Soccer ball by Simpson of the Bloods. Horbury running with the flight of the ball, couldn't mark it. Picked up by Hurley. He tries to make a path, can't. It gets collared right on the half-time siren. So, as the Bloods were just mounting a little bit of an attack, the siren goes. It's 2-6-18, the Bloods. Golden Square, 6-10-46.
So Golden Square in that term kicked 5-4. South Bendigo kicked 2-4. Centre clearance is interesting there. It was 5-3 to South Bendigo, but that didn't indicate much for them as far as the scoreboard was concerned in the second term. Although, you know, in that first term, I thought they might get really blown away. I thought they held their ground more and got more of the footy in that second term. The Bloods around the ground.
And there's a couple of stages there. If they had got one or two against the flow, the Bloods, they could have took the lead at one stage where across the ground they didn't look like they were winning, but they were close enough. But it's kind of blown out a little bit now. What's that, 28 points? So, I mean, it's not over by any stretch, but they'd want to come out in this third term and do a lot different than what they have in this opening term, Jock.
Yeah, they've got a bit of work to do on changing perhaps a few structures during the half-time break. The coaching panel for South Bendigo, because if Square come out and kick the first couple, you reckon, of the second half.
So what can you do? Do you leave Harvey at home, or what can you do, Jock, if you're South Bendigo?
Look, sadly to say, I think some of your best players for the Bloods at the moment are in defence.
Yeah, most of the players I've got down here.
But you're not going to save the game anymore, while I say it. It's all over Red Rover if you lose it. So maybe you've just got to put 2 or 3 of your best players in the forward 50 and hope to hell you can get it down there and give them some chances.
Taking nothing away from Golden Square, but Cooper Leon and Liam Byrne, who we've seen get a lot of hard contested ball in other games, they're really unsighted. Cooper Leon probably got a couple of little possessions there at the back end of that quarter, but generally not the influence. Hurley as well, Jock, we've seen him at times being really influential with that run. So the game style that's got South Bendigo into the final series hasn't really been evident this afternoon as yet.
And I would think that if I was coach Horbury, I'd be putting myself in the middle.
Yeah. So, look, there's plenty of more football to be played in this game. Coach Horbury will have to regroup. We need more out of Brock Harvey. He hasn't hit the scoreboard as yet, but the supply hasn't been coming through those players, as I said, Leon, Byrne, Hurley, and a number of others. Don't go anywhere. A big second half, cutthroat semi-final here at the QEO on your Father's Day. At the moment, Golden Square lead comfortably by 28 points. 6-10-46 the Dogs, 2-6-18 the Bloods. Live major finals football on Fresh Bendigo.
Well, Isaac Miller for the Bloods too got his fair share of the footy. Langley across half back, and Tomovich up forward looks dangerous. And Blake Poyser kicked a magnificent goal in that quarter for the Bloods. We'll see what happens in the second half.
Yeah, we will, as both sides now have come together. So, plenty more football to come in this game. It's only a 28-point margin. Can the Bloods get back into it and put a bit of pressure on Golden Square? Because there's curtains for the loser, and the winner proceeds next week to face the Bulldogs Gisborne in the preliminary final. 6-10-46 Golden Square to 2-6-18 South Bendigo. For the second half, here's Jock Clark.
Well, just waiting for the umpire to hold the ball off, but Cooper Leon already spotted one of their most prolific ball winners starting in the back pocket. Don't know about that. Ball up, second half underway, first semi-final. Compston got a hand on it, got it straight down to a teammate in Captain Jack Geary. Locked up in a tackle, the umpire will come in and ball it up again. So the Dogs will go into this second half with a 28-point lead, and South have it all to do. From the ball up, South player takes it, locked up in a tackle. Hard to see who it is because he's got two Dogs hanging off him. And he gives it back to the umpire. We'll have our third ball up. South maybe got it about 10 metres in their direction. Not significant. Ball up. There's a chance. Who can get the takeout? Geary first in on the bottom for the Dogs. And another ball up to take place.
I'm curious about that, Jock. He's picking up, Cooper Leon's picking up Hickman. You're right. Oh, it's just a waste of a resource having Cooper Leon back there.
Got a score to win. From the ball up, centre of the ground. Chance for the Bloods. Miller takes it, throws it on the boot under the pump, gets it up towards half forward. The target down there was long. He couldn't get there. It's bowled over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. Well, at least the Bloods have managed to work it to half forward. And it'll be thrown in on the outer side of the ground. But they need to score a couple of goals for a whole heap of reasons. From the throw-in, over the back, no one could take it effectively. Ball goes to ground again. And the umpire will have our sixth ball up in the space of a minute and 20 seconds to start this third quarter. John?
Well, yeah, I better try to get it out of there then, Jock, as Compston wins the tap to the back door. Horbury and also Miller try and get involved.
Maybe keep Leon's not doing what they want him to do, Jock, so they say go and play in the back pocket for a while and we'll reassess what's going on.
Disciplinary thing.
Well, you never know.
Well, in the back half of an elimination final, I reckon it's probably too late. As Monty runs on the ball for the Dogs, he runs a long way, feeds it over the top. He's got Moorcroft running shotgun and then receives. There was 2 or 3 handballs in that chain and end up on the end of it. They're running in waves here, the Dogs. The goals are open. Shot at goal and misses.
It's a good build-up, wasn't it?
Build-up it was there by the Dogs. It was Hickman, that player, on the end of it for a minor score. So 6-11-47 Dogs, 2-6-18 South Bendigo, 2.5 gone, third term.
They threw the hand passes around and managed to take it a long way down the other side of the ground, but at the end of the day, they couldn't put it through for a goal. So the Bloods clear through Hare, goes to half-back, outer side of the ground.
If Cooper Leon's playing on someone in the back pocket, I'm not sure he can find him at the moment.
Well, he was in that series of handballs. That's where he was. It was Hickman.
He's running around loose on his own.
He's picked him up now. Well, he's
lost his
disarray.
man.
Yeah, he's in disarray. They don't know what they're doing down there.
So ball's thrown in across half forward for Golden Square. Compson got it down. Wanted Geary, couldn't find him. Ball hits the deck. Can anybody extract it? Well, it's a hurried kick. Went straight up in the air. Hits the deck. Pack develops. Bottom of a burn was there for South Bendigo. Can't get it out.
He's right. He's picked up Hickman. He's found him, Johnny.
Yeah.
All is good in the world.
It's all right to find him when he's standing there and
Not moving.
Not moving when there was just an intense bit of play up forward as Horbury tries to make a path and got collared by.
Very harsh.
Was I reckon over there Burke. In fact, it was Hartley. Geez, he's as hard as a nut he is. As
He loves it.
Yeah, he does. Now big punch, Constant, Horbury, fumble. Oh, a little bit of a sly one by Byrne there onto Murley, I reckon. Byrne a little bit frustrated. We'll have another stoppage. 70 out from the Dogs' goal.
So they're finding it hard, both sides, to find much territory at the moment. It's pretty congested. From the ball up, Johnston gets the tap, taps it over his head. Can't put a teammate on the end of it. Another pack develops, and we'll ball it up again. Still across half forward for Golden Square. 47 versus 18. Up they go. Oh, both ruckmen missed it. Loose ball. Bounces inside forward 50. Monty took it. Got it off to a teammate in Geary. I reckon the umpire is going to say through it.
It comes back.
Comes back, yep. Free kick for the Bloods. Inside defensive 50.
Was that a goal, though, John?
I reckon it was, and I reckon Van Human's got a blood nose from that as well. He might have copped one under the beak.
Square
Yeah,
had a quick kick.
It was a goal. Monty was celebrating.
So a little pass is okay for the Bloods to Hurley. Plays on. Gets it to half-back. Goes back to Miller. Miller's hand pass. Puts a teammate under the pump. Threw it on his boot as he was tackled. And it's gone over and out on the full.
Kicks it to the crowd, Jock.
Yep.
Good crowd there.
It is a good
On the
little
centre wing.
catch there. It's out of bounds. Golden Square will take the free kick and come back inside defensive 50, you would think. Long kick to a pack. Oh, push at the back. Mark taken. Golden Square grab, and it's been paid. Burke. Oh, did you see the push?
Yeah, it was Horbury.
Oh,
Tallest player in that pack. He juggled the mark.
well, he's got it. 45 metres out. 15 in from the boundary. Tough kick. Chance for the Dogs to get another one on the board. And he comes. On its way, narrow side and through for a minor score. Gee, they have not got the kicking boots on this afternoon, Golden Square. They go to 6-12-48. South Bendigo 2-6-18. 6 minutes gone. Third term of the first semi-final. Live score sponsor Breach Apparel Bendigo.
Torpy went short to Horbury. Horbury went to Hurley, who then Horbury ran on and received a handball and kicked it up forward looking for Keck. Now running onto the footy, couldn't quite get it with Smith, but it'll be rebound by the Dogs. They're doing it nicely here, and Thrum received. Takes a mark, looks back inboard, swing it across, then he decides against it. Short pass, hits Strosh. Strosh now. They're always darting, looking back inboard to go to the corridor. Short pass, Hickman receives. Defensive side of the wing. In fact, he's more on half-back. Hickman, short pass to the wing. He hits up Strosh as well. Strosh, now handball forward. They're moving it. Okay, Hickman again. Monty received a handball as well. Paul kicked it straight to Hare of the Bloods.
Gee. So Hare now wastes no time. Goes long to half forward. Up high was Cooper Leon. Missed the mark. Went through his hands. Dogs got numbers. They'll work it to the wing out of side. Now they've got an opportunity. Kick over the top of the players there. It rolls inside forward 50. Opportunity for the Dogs. Pass inboard. Hartley takes it. 40 out. Lines up the goal. Throws it on the boot and misses again. Gee. 6-13-49 Golden Square. 2-6-18 South Bendigo. 7-12 gone. 7 minutes and 12 in the third term. Life Sports sponsor Variety Superstore, Strath Village.
Ma, he received from Hare, then Ma went backwards to Van Human of the Bloods, deep in the back pocket. Swimming pool side, city end. He now swings laterally across the face of goal to the opposite back pocket to bring it broadcast side through Hare. Hare, long kick, he's got a player out. That was a nice kick. Spotted up long, Smith in fact. Smith for the Bloods. Now he plays on. He'll kick it long. Kick was smothered nicely off the boot by Stewart getting involved in the contest. Ball spills. Now it's a pack formed over the footy. Geary got one maybe a little high by Byrne of the Bloods. Umpire didn't agree. And halfway between centre wing and left half forward. It's going to be a ball up as South Bendigo look to attack.
So there's the ball up. Centre of the ground. Bottom of the pack was Geary of Golden Square, and the umpire's giving him a free kick, said he got one in the back. Pops it up high to half forward. Morecambe takes it, gives it inboard. Little give to Stewart. Stewart goes to Monty. Under the pump, Monty played on. Goes across the goal. There's a whistle on play. South Bendigo free kick, last line.
Yeah, player was getting pushed out of position in the back. So he's played all right too, the player that's got the footy
Langley.
for the Bloods.
So Langley's got it in the back pocket for South. Goes across the ground. Oh, it's okay. Thought it might have been a bit dodgy for a minute, but Simpson takes the mark. So Simpson from defensive 50 throws it on the boot. Not a good kick. It's loose. It's in dispute. It's at half forward for the Dogs. Chance for the Bloods. Worked out to Allen. His hand pass over the head went straight to a square player. Now they work it hard. Hickman got it to Geary. Geary goes inside forward. 50. Out on a lead. The Dogs have got a good mark to be taken down there by Burke.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. Burke just eats them. It's bread and butter for him. He's in front of the pack. He's got a leap and he can just jump and control the footy.
He actually takes a chest mark, Burke, at a level that a lot of players take above their head. So Burke, from 48 metres, gives it a fly, won't make the distance, across the front, off hands and out of bounds, right next to the behind post.
Yeah, his kicking's not that good today. He's missed some set shots he should have got. That was one of them.
Dogs attack now. 49 playing 18. Deep into the forward pocket. Compston went to the front of the pack, but Horbury, the Bloods, fed it off by hand to Torpy, who banged it on the boot quickly. And it was one of those ones where he was off balance and it was always going to be out of bounds on the full. So it's from a kickable distance, and guess who's going to get the footy? Joel Brett. You wouldn't want it in any better hands if you were a Dogs player. And it's converse for the Bloods.
He's looking around.
Yeah, he's well within distance. Now he steps inside. Oh, he tries a little bit of a shimmy. It worked. Found space. Shot at goal. It'll fade. Won't be a score. Monty jumped high, jumped early, got his hands on the footy, and they rush it through, kill it, the Bloods, which they needed to, for a minor score. 6-14-50 Dogs, 2-6-18 Bloods, 11 gone. Third term, live major finals football on Fresh Bendigo.
Tell you what, there's a lot of guys out there from both sides who are normally very good kickers of the football, who somehow today haven't got confidence in their kicking.
I don't know why Brett didn't have a shot.
Neither do I.
In distance.
Anyway, the Bloods work it long towards the wing. Grandstand side, but there's a 2-on-1. Under the pump down there is Simpson. For the Bloods, he's outnumbered. The Dogs will run it off half-back towards the wing. It's taken by Thrum. Does a little shimmy. Then he goes back to Geary and finds him at half-back. Geary for the Dogs. Player in the centre on his own. Takes the mark. Runs on. Here they come. Through the centre. Taken by Reeves. Goes inside forward. 50. Poor kick. Cooper Leon. Chops it off for the Bloods. Goes back towards the centre of the ground. Another poor kick. Straight to a square play. Was taken by Shelton. He plays on. Got support. Dogs will go back inside forward. 50. Oh, dare I say it. Another poor kick. Cut off. Hurler, he takes it. For South. His kick was turned over. Back inside forward 50 for the Dogs. Leon's after it. Under the pump. Hits it along the ground towards Allen. That was good play by the big fellow. Got it wide to Taggart. Taggart goes towards half-back out of side. Finds a teammate under the pump. Got to get rid of it. Wants Hurler. He's got to beat a couple of square players and can't do it. Ball hits the deck. Umpire lets him play. Pack develops. Now he's going to ball it up. It wasn't a spectacular passage of play. It's across half forward for Golden Square.
So, yeah, it was, they tried hard. There was it was a hot bit of footy, but no result in the end. Byrne wins it for the Bloods. He kicked it straight there to Jarks of the Dogs. Jarks, he gave it to a leading, Burke. He was a long way from home, 70 out from goal. It was ineffective and goes over the boundary line and be ball in. 6-14-50, the Dogs. 2-6-18, South Bendigo. We're only halfway through this third term, so there's still a lot of time left in this game. Bloods aren't out of it yet. They just need to get on their bike and string some together. Will Allen in the ruck on this occasion for the Bloods, but Murley, he sharked it, dished it off, and Vass, a little short pass received. He ran into the footy, hit it on him on the chest, and he'll have a shot at goal.
You reckon they're not out of it, the Bloods?
Well, it's only because of Golden Square. I mean, that's the only reason.
Look at that.
Golden Square are attacking. He played on quickly. He gave it to a teammate. It might be it's Fitzpatrick that's up forward.
Yep.
That probably put it out of reach just as we spoke then, Wallace.
He's just standing there by himself, unattended though. That was bad checking by the Bloods.
Yeah, it was terrible. Terrible. As soon as you looked into that pocket. So that was a bad sign. 7-14-56 now, Golden Square. 2-6-18 Bloods. 14 minutes gone in this third term. They've got nothing to lose. Live score sponsor Meat Matters. South Bendigo just need to play the corridor and run.
Yeah, it's just really scrappy footy at the moment. Both sides, though, are contributing to that.
They are.
Poor skill error and lots of errors with kicking to the opposition from both sides.
So ball up, centre of the ground. Compston up high. Might have got first hand to it. Can't find a teammate. Take out, important. Goes to the Dogs again. Long kick. Inside forward 50. Brick went high. Couldn't take the mark. It's loose. Morecambe lurks. He can't pick it up. Dogs get it out of the pack. High kick towards the goal square. At the back. Bloods will have numbers in defence. It's worked wide. Chance for them down there through Van Human. Under the pump. Poor kick. Straight to a Doggies player. He went inboard. Wanted Hartley. Missed him. Goes back to the boundary line where there's a shot on goal. So the Dogs brought it into the corridor, then took it back out to the boundary line, had a shot at goal and kicked a minor score. 7:15 plays 2-6 square in front.
Brock Harvey received from the kicking from fullback. Beautiful kick into the middle. Spots up Keck for the Bloods. He's got no one checking him, so he turns and goes. It was a poor kick to the back of the pack. It was a back bounce through, clean bowled a number of them, and Tonowitz was at the back of the pack, smartly, quickly ran onto the footy. Goals were open and put it straight through the middle for his second. It was one against the flow. A little bit fortunate, probably. There was a little bit of skittles going on there. The ball ended up at the back of the pack, but nevertheless, a goal to Antonowitz. Live score sponsor, Meat Matters, Golden Square, 7:15.57. With that one, South Bendigo go to 3:6.24. 15 and a half gone third term.
Yeah, element of luck in all of that. But, well, take the breaks when you get. He's smart. He was there. The ball actually bounced into his arm. He had to turn around and slot it through, which he did.
Here they come. Do you think, well?
No.
Ball up, centre of the ground.
I'd like
Leon
to think
in the
that.
middle. Got it to a teammate. That was Ma. Ma threw it on the boot. Bloods again. Go to half forward. Here's a chance. Leon running on. Took it again. That's more like the player we know. It's kicked in towards full forward for South. The Dogs have got numbers in defence. They work it wide, out of side. South win it back. They've got it. 45 from goal. Kick. I think that player was going to try and put it into the goal square. Keck's kick.
Yeah.
Not good. Off the side of the boot, out of bounds on the full. Penalty free kick, and it came from Keck. Out of bounds, and will be next to the behind post.
So it'll be Jack Geary now. He'll swing it to the opposite back pocket. He had two on. He had either Thrum or he had Lee. He went to Thrum, and then Thrum went to Lee. Lee, he had a little bit of a look. He had plenty of time, and then he short passes it to Jack Stewart. Jack Stewart hard up against the boundary line. His defensive arc. Short pass, receives. Still on halfback. Looks to bring down commentary side. Long kick. Hamish Morecambe is the target. To the back of the pack. Langley with 3-on-1. It's a square. Hartley held without the footy. Free kick. And he'll look to bring it inside forward 50. He's got a free kick from 70 out from goal. 57 playing 24. Square lead. 17 gone third term.
So Ryan Hartley's got it for the Dogs at half forward. Takes his time. Then just goes long to the hot spot. Up they go. Almost a square mark. Not quite. Hare takes it. Bangs it on the boot. Wobbly ball. Back towards the centre of the ground. Or the Bloods might have some numbers here. Can they set up? Inside forward 50. Long kick. Mark's taken. I think it's at the big fella. Yeah. Allen. Hand pass over the top. Gives it to Antonowitz. Runs into an open goal. And the Bloods 2 in a row. Wallace, are they coming?
Hello.
No.
Hello.
So,
there's only one reason they're coming, Wallace.
I'll tell you what, though, that was Hare across our back. He actually just got the footy. He didn't look. He just booted it out of there, Johnny. Like, you just get it to the boot. And worked well for them that time because he got it to centre wing and away they went.
Dare I say it, the only reason they're coming, it's Golden Square let them come, aren't they? Like, they failed to put them away.
Yeah, look, I haven't seen a final for a while that both sides continually kick the opposition like this.
Well, the margin back to
quite interesting.
27 points in favour of Golden Square, and an 18-minute mark of the third term. So, who knows?
Wouldn't it be interesting if the Bloods got another one here as well, as Monty won it to Strosh by hand. Dogs, they'll build to half forward, sits for Reeves, handball to Morecambe. Morecambe receives. Then he goes quickly to the top of the square. He didn't look, but Thrum jumped. Just so did Burke. Neither of them got it. Front and centre was Brett. That was clever. That was a classic Rovers goal. He watched everybody around him fall over. He was front and square, picked it up, went round the body and went bang and snuffed out that little bit of a forward play by the Bloods who kicked two in a row. Live score sponsor, Rural and Outdoors in Castlemaine. Golden Square go to 8.15. That's 63 to the Bloods, 4.630. 19 minutes gone, third
Yeah,
term.
beauty of that goal was he waited for the bounce. It came down forward of the pack. He's such a clever player. Across his body, he's good at ground level. Strong body, like he's got a decent build. He doesn't go to ground easy. And that was a superb goal.
Well, that's 3 for Joel Brett for the afternoon.
Getting close to 100 goals for the season, Joe. I better check.
It would be, yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
I'll get back to you.
Absolutely. And you'd think he's got at least one more game to go.
Mm.
So ball up, centre of the ground. Up they go. Dead heat in the ruck. Who can get it out? The clearance. Maybe slightly favours Golden Square. Monty after it. Under the pump. Couldn't take it. One back for the Bloods. Taken by Long. Throws it on the boot. Gets it down towards half forward.
Free kick. Go over the shoulder of Keck.
Righto. So this time, Keck with a better kick. Goes Long. Inside forward. 50. Mark.
Strosh, yeah.
Strosh.
Strong mark.
Yeah,
He's kicked
good.
96 goals now, Joe.
So far he's got 96.
Yeah, with the
Would he
three
get them
today.
That'd be interesting, wouldn't it, if he got them today? As the Dogs through, Geary receives. He's got a free kick in the back pocket. In fact, it was a mark. Now Geary, beyond 50. They'll set themselves. Coe at the back of the packet. Landed in his bread basket. Short over the top. They'll look to build it again here, Dogs. Into the middle. It's a good kick.
Nice.
He's got Reeves. Reeves didn't quite mark it. Got one over the shoulder. And it'll be a free kick. Looks to handball. He does. To Hartley. Hartley now. Oh, it's a copter ball. Looking for Morecambe. Morecambe got a lot of it. He stood. Don't argue. Then he went round on his right foot. Bang, bouncing ball into the post. Minor score. Bit of excitement there. 64 playing 30. 21 minutes gone, third term.
Did you find someone who was excited? That's good. Kick out by the Bloods. Pack develops, and the umpire's going to ball it up just inside the Dogs' forward 50-metre arc. There's a little bit of push and shove. Not sure why there would be.
Ryan Hartley, I like him. He's hard at the football.
Yeah.
He's tough.
Yep, tough as a cat's head. Don't worry about that. He's an absolute ripper. So the umpire now separates them, waits for them to get up, and then it's thrown back into play. In ruck for Golden Square, Baz now. Might have got the tap. Couldn't put a teammate on the end of it. Umpire, was that a mark?
Free kick.
Free kick. Bloods have got it. Just inside defensive 50.
So it's the coach Horbury. Short pass, laterally. Miller further laterally. Taggart receives on the paint marker, defensive 50. Bloods looks to bring it down the commentary side. Will. He's caught with the footy. It's Will Allen. And now Golden Square, they'll play on. Strosh, he gave and received a handball, then went over the top to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick now kicked to half forward, bouncing footy. Taggart didn't collect. He went it with it one-handed. Morecambe then dived in after the footy. Miller at the bottom for the Bloods as well. Whistle on play, ball up, 70 around from the Dogs' goal. 34-point margin, Dogs lead, 22 minutes gone. Live major finals football on Fresh Bendigo.
Closing on three-quarter time from the ball up. Hartley in there. Have a look at that. Worked so hard and got it out. But his teammate that he gave it to was bundled over the line. It's out of bounds to be thrown back into play.
Tom Strosh doesn't do a lot wrong. He's a clever player, smart,
SOG.
and he's got some really good skills.
Yep, absolutely. No, he's an SOG. No doubt about it. Throw in. Just outside forward 50 for the Dogs. Anybody's ball. Kick off the ground for the Bloods was clever. It only went to the wing. As far as a player down there in Barrett, who takes the mark for the Dogs. So Barrett looks one way, then the other. Decides short. No, decides long. Goes towards the forward 50-metre arc, and Horbury steps in and makes a good defensive relieving mark for the Bloods. Gave it off to a teammate wide. That was Langley. Kicked to the centre of the ground and found Keck. Keck's come alive the last 10 minutes. Now he goes long. Inside forward 50. And Tonowitz, big leap. Nowhere near the football. Plenty of Dogs players. And they work it wide towards our halfback. Goes to Thrum on the wing. Out of side. He's got space. Pops a little pass over the top to a teammate who kicks inside forward 50. Can't find a teammate for the Dogs. Bloods with numbers. Out of defence. Cooper Leon gives it to Hurley. Under the pump. Runs around an opponent. Then goes back in the direction of Keck. Keck from the wing, out of side. Long, low ball inside forward 50. Taken on the bounce by Antonowitz. Goes across the shoulder, into the goal square. Couple of Dogs defenders will send over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. So the ball about 10 metres around from the behind post, deep in the scoring zone for the Bloods, and it'll be thrown back into play. 34 points the margin in favour of Golden Square.
Torpy playing up forward for the Bloods as well. That's an unusual position for him, so trying to get something out of him as the ball goes to Hartley. Hartley, he kept his feet, then he picked it up by hand, gave it to Hickman of the Dogs. Dogs, he ran into a wall, then he was good enough to give it off by hand to Murley. Murley of the Dogs puts it onto the wing. Now it's a contested footy. It's a foot race. Socket off the ground by Burke. He kicks it to half forward. Morecambe picks it up for the Dogs. He tries to don't argue. He was strong. Handballed it over the top to a running Hickman. Couldn't quite get it. Then Miller getting involved. Gave it over to Human by hand. Human then tapped it over the boundary line, 50 metres out from his defensive goal underneath the scoreboard, and we'll throw it in. Golden Square 8-16-64, Bloods 4-6-30, 25 minutes gone, third term, live major finals football on Fresh Bendigo.
So the throw-in, right along the 50-metre arc, Golden Square in attack, closing on three-quarter time and leading by 34 points, the Dogs. From the throw-in, Thompson just grabs it, then hand pass to Hartley, who off 3 steps goes long up towards the goal square, bouncing ball, beat everybody, and it rolls over the line and through for a minor score. So the margin shoots out to 35 points in favour of Golden Square.
Hare will look at to bring it in for the Bloods. Short pass deep into the pocket to Langley of the Bloods. Short pass further afield. It's only gone the required distance. Perlahy still deep in his defensive zone for the Bloods. Underneath the scoreboard. He'll look to swing it to the opposite back pocket. Needs to be careful because Joel Brett's in the area, but it's an effective kick and Hare receives. Now for the Bloods. So they've gone from one back pocket to the other and back again. Now Hare directing traffic. And you know what he's going to do? He's going to kick it to a contest. In fact, he's going to kick it to Jaden Burke. That was poor. Why do it, John? I understand why you do it, but it's just the disposal. Now Burke, inboard to Hartley. Hartley, handball to Thrum. Thrum, long way from goal. He's got Morecambe breaking for him, hits him up, and 49 out from goal, have a shot. Now he decides to go. Went on his right, then feigned, and then to the left. Had a leading Brett. Brett receives. Now he'll have a shot at goal underneath the scoreboard.
With Hare, Johnny, if they're going to chip it, they're going to move it quickly.
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with what they did. That was just the end bit.
Yeah. And Square had everything covered.
Now, Joel Brett, last time he was in this position, played on for some unknown reason. This time, I wonder if he's learned his lesson, because he can kick these goals. He's at 50. Now, he crosses 50. He's underneath the scoreboard, kicking to the city end. It's long, it's high, it holds up in the breeze, and it's minor score. Geez, it looked like it was good.
Yeah, I thought he kicked it.
So, an inch further ahead now, 66 playing 30. 36 point margin. Golden Square lead, 27 gone 30.
That worries me. Short little kick, but it worked. Horbury took it, then went wide and gave it to a teammate.
They're going to do it again.
Langley, who goes long down the wing, grandstand side. 3 Dogs players taken by Geary. He's locked up in a tackle, can't get out. The umpire come in and ball it up.
John, you asked me, whether, and Jock mentioned whether South were back into it, but Square have had 26 scoring shots to 10.
Yeah.
That's fairly significant, isn't it? Mm. Here come the Dogs again through Monty, inside forward 50. Morecambe lurks. It's not used, goes backwards to Vaz. Vaz just outside, forward 50-metre arc. Beautiful centering kick.
Son of a gun.
He's found a teammate. Tommy Strosh has taken the mark, probably 40 metres out on a slight angle. And we'll go back and have a shot at goal.
Bloods did it again, though, Jock, in front of us. They moved it nicely in the back half and then kicked it to a contest again up on the wing. 2-on-1 it was against.
Yeah. Yeah, no, don't know why. Beyond me. So Strosh. The Golden Square, Tommy Strosh goes for home. Pushes it wide. In fact, doesn't make the distance. It's marked in the back pocket, all on his own by Isaiah Miller. Plays on. Goes wide. It's worked over in the direction of Simpson. Simpson takes it, goes into the corridor. Again, there's plenty of Dogs players there, and they'll win it back over the top. It's worked towards Reeves. Reeves takes it. And there's the three-quarter time siren. And the scoreboard shows Golden Square 8-18-66, leading South Bendigo 4-6-30. Live score sponsor Bendigo Bulk Carpets.
Well, it's a cutthroat elimination final. Well, it's the first semi, but it is an elimination final because it's curtains for the side that finishes today. And it looks like it will be South Bendigo. But it's only a 30, when I say only, it's 36-point margin. Miracles do happen. Let's see if they can at least get some credibility on the board, because it does look like the Bulldogs Golden Square will advance to the preliminary final next week for an all-Bulldog preliminary final. Don't go away for a big last quarter. Golden Square lead, a wasteful 8-18-66 to South Bendigo 4-6-30. Live major finals football on Fresh.
It's the song you choose.
Poyser has 1. And for Golden Square, Joel Brett's got 3. And the rest are all singles, 1 each to Jaden Burke, Liam Dogood, Hamish Morecambe, Jared Fitzpatrick and Liam Jarks. So that's it. And it's, what's 8-18 Golden Square. That's not...
Yeah.
We've got to remind people at home, conditions here, weather-wise, aren't too bad at all, are they?
No, they're all right. I think Will Keck started to come in. That was his best quarter for the game, the third term for the Bloods. The coach Horby also got a lot of the footy, worked hard trying to clear the ball out of defence. And Tom up forward can't do much more than when it comes. He's dangerous, he swoops, and is still working very hard to do well for the Bloods. But, they're in heaps of trouble, John, if you're talking about next week, the Bloods.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Golden Square want to perform a little bit better than what they are now as well, because the skill level has not been up there. However, Tom Stross coming into the game to date, I thought he's been pretty good. Jack Hickman at times getting his hands on the footy, also joined by Jaden Burke. Ricky Monty starting to get involved. Joel Brett, super dangerous up forward as well. So they've got a lot. And Ryan Hartley, I'm not sure I mentioned him. He's been really tough as nails across halfback.
Well, the last quarter about to get underway. This, you would think, barring an absolute miracle, will be the last quarter of footy for the year for the South Bendigo Bloods. But all in all, well, I reckon they haven't had a bad season.
But they've had I think they've played to their ability.
Yeah.
And they've won a final. I think that's a big tick for the Bloods this year.
Yeah, can't do more than that.
Blood supporters probably saying, well, this game's not over yet. But, I would give them certainly a pass mark this year.
John Hunter in control of the microphone will bring the first semi-final home.
Well, the Bloods, you never know if they could get a couple on the board just to get a bit of credibility, and a little bit of doubt creeps in. We could get a closer margin. We could get a closer margin. That's what I'm getting at. But 2 in a row. Let's get the Bloods up and about. Wallace.
Seen the castle, Johnny?
Yeah.
There's a saying in that.
And which one is there's a number of
Tell him he's dreaming.
So it goes to half forward for the Dogs. Now, quick pick up forward through Zave Murley. Into the pocket, looking for Brett. Can't find him here. Picked it up for the Bloods. Handball over the top, Miller. Miller received. Bloods now. There's good tackling from behind by Monty. Hurley offering support. Handball goes to Poyser. Poyser to the wing. He kicked it to a contest, which they've done all this afternoon, and it's going to go back the other way. And taking a mark there nicely was Zach Shelton.
Yeah, I tell you what, just watching Antonowitz, though, how he moves, when he moves. He moves early. He runs to position. He makes sure those backmen really have to work to stay on him. He's a very clever footballer indeed. He might get another opportunity. So the Bloods come off half-back. High kick towards half-forward. In front, nobody could take the mark. Dogs defence. Win the footy back. They go up towards Vaz and he's taken the grab at half-forward. So the Dogs will come again. Little chip over the top. They've got some numbers into the corridor to a contest. No one could take it. Chance down there for the Dogs. Geary, he's got it. Kick across the body. Inside forward 50. There's a shot on goal for square. And it is through for minor score. 8-19. Goodness. Wonder who the goal kicking coach is out at Golden Square.
Well, to be fair, that one was from the boundary line, so I'll give him away with that one.
Righto.
Yeah. Short pass, Van Human received. Bloods into the middle, be looking for Keck. John Coe is there. Front position, Horbury. He sharked and handball over the top to Will Allen. Allen now the Bloods, put it on the outside of the boot. Bouncing ball. Can they build here, Bloods? All stepped around to player Antonowicz, then has a bounce. Then he goes shallow inside forward 50. Poor kick. Did not look. He did not look there. As good a player as he is. Co-received. He'll go laterally across half-back. Shelton offered support. Handball wide. They need to be careful here. Thrum. In fact, it was Strosh. Strosh to the back door to Barrett. Barrett goes further beyond 50. But Hurley chipping in takes a mark for the Bloods.
Good mark, Hurley. So he's got an opportunity to put him back inside forward 50. He does. And Horbury, well-judged kick. And Horbury went over the pack of a couple of... over the heads of a couple of square defenders, and Horbury just took it nicely. And we'll line up for goal. 45 metres out directly in front. The coach, Nathan Horbury, for the Bloods. Normally a very good kick.
Very good. He should have a shot from here.
Yeah, you'll back him in?
I would.
Yep.
Although he's a beautiful kicker on the run. He's gone back a long way, so he's trying to simulate that, I believe.
So Horbury, an opportunity to draw one back for South Bendigo. Comes in from 45 metres. Doesn't make the distance. Compston in front. Could have marked it. Just went the big punch. Taken by Thrum. Threw it on the boot. Tackled as he kicked it. Wobbled it outside defensive 50. Geary's after it for Golden Square. Oh, spent it before he had it, Captain Jack, and it rolled over the line and out of bounds. It'll be thrown back into play.
Let's go round the grounds. Norm over at Princess Park, Maryborough. That contest is well and truly over as well. Natty Bielaba, three-quarter time, 11-8-74 to Lexton, 4 points.
Umpire will throw it in, 37-point margin. Can the Bloods get one on the board here? Just to get a bit of momentum. Byrne, who's been quiet now, sharks it and then puts it shallow inside forward 50. It was a poor kick. Horbury, he swooped on the footy and he gave it to Brock Harvey, who slipped over at the wrong time. Langley hit the pack hard. He saw hurried kick out of the pack that bounces towards the boundary line out of side. It'll be a ball in. So there was a bit of endeavour there by the Bloods. They just couldn't get it any deeper than 40 out from goal, and it's sprayed out to the opposite side. 37-point margin. Umpire will throw it in. Up they go in the ruck. It'll be Compston. He gets his hand on it, taps it to the back of the pack. He's clever. He went to voice, couldn't quite get away with it. Then he feeds it out to Jack Geary. The ball didn't sit for him. Then he tries to dive on top of it, still on hands and knees. He drags it in. Probably should be pinged. They're all looking at the umpire in the ears. That was a good decision against Jack Geary. You can't drag it in that, obviously, and Hurley will have a free kick for the Bloods.
So the Bloods will get it back on the wing, out of side. They play on with a hand pass, long kick, inside forward 50, marking options. There's none there at all. It's all Golden Square, unopposed, worked across to Thrum. Thrum's got an absolute paddock, runs off from the back pocket, has a bounce, then pops up a little pass towards half-back, but he kicked to a contest. Bloods make it square. Loose ball picked up by Jarks. He pops it up towards half forward. Murley the target. Bumped off the football. Ball gets the deck. Umpire comes in and says, ball up between centre and half forward for Golden Square.
Player down looks in a bit of trouble. It might be Antonowitz, I think. No, it's Cooper Leon.
Cooper Leon.
Yeah, he got a knee into the kidneys, I reckon.
He's got up again.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, from the bounce, the Bloods win it. In fact, it's the Dogs who go inside forward 50. Taken by Keck, under the pump. It's 20 metres out from the Dogs' goal. Working hard in there. Hickman for Golden Square. He can't take it. They've got an opportunity still. Good tackle from a Bloods defender. Spills the ball free. But the Dogs, around the edges of the contest, they've got some numbers. They work it. It goes outside defensive 50 before they can bring it back in. Loose ball, scrappy bit of play. Nobody can pick it up cleanly. Pack develops. Umpire comes in to ball it up. Goodness gracious me. Nobody could grab it.
No, it's intense though over there, Jock.
What, people living in them? A row of them.
70 metres out from goal. Compston, he won the ruck and he gave it to Reeves. He tapped it. Reeves went up the chimney and then it goes towards the boundary line. Van Human gets his fist on the ball for the Bloods and puts it out of bounds. It'll be a ball in. 37-point margin here. The Dogs, they will advance to the preliminary final to meet, guess who? The Dogs. It'll be a Gisborne, Golden Square preliminary next week here at the QEO. Probably got one over the shoulder there, Johnson. Umpire let it go for the Bloods. Ball spills to Brett. Brett hurriedly puts the ball on the boot, goes round the body, and don't tell me he's kicked a miraculous goal. No, he hasn't. Jeez, it was close, though. It was one of those ones where he's been known to kick them. Minor score, 68 playing 30, 38-point margin, 7 minutes gone. Final term, live major finals football on Fresh Bendigo.
Right, Bloods, I should say, bring it back into play, and Horbury takes the mark. Inside defensive 50 for his side. Goes wide, good kick and finds a player outside defensive 50, half back out of side of the ground. They tell me that he'll play with South again next year, Johnny, Nathan Horbury.
Yeah, that's my mail. Not as coach, though, but he will be there as a player, Jock.
Well, he's a very good player, so that's a bonus for the Bloods. It's worked to half forward. Cooper Leon took it, had a bounce, then got tackled. Managed to get out the hand pass, though. Kicked high towards full forward. Coe in front, couldn't complete the mark. Got support down there in defence from Hartley for the Dogs. His little kick, okay, taken by Strosh. He goes wide and finds a teammate who's bowled over.
He's trying to try the old milk it. Barrett it is. It was never there, Jock.
Never there?
No.
Nothing in it. Barrett plays on. Kicks long, down towards the wing, out of sight of the ground. Plenty up. No one could take the mark. the back of the pack. The Blood should have the numbers. They do. Back towards half forward to a contest. No one could take the mark. Cleverly worked by Byrne inside forward 50. Joan Tonowitz takes the mark, turns from 40, goes into the pocket. Well, did he mean it? Cooper Leon's run back and taken the mark.
I thought he should have had a shot, but he saw Cooper Leon running to that spot. He deliberately kicked it there, so he's fairly unselfish, but he was in a spot to have a shot at goal.
Fair bit of noise around Antonowitz too, Jock, and the news is not all that good.
Cooper Leon plays on, runs out wide and kicks a goal for South Bendigo. That's Cooper Leon's first of the afternoon.
Regarding him playing at South, you mean, next year? That's bad. He's been a really good player.
There is a bit of noise around that he is going elsewhere.
Caden Antonowitz.
Yep.
I'll tell you about the Bloods, though, Jock. You mentioned it. Look, they're not going to win this game. And they've had a good season, though. They've been out of the finals for a long time. They were consistent through the season. They've put in some really good performances. They've won a final. And they're moving out to their new home at Kennington. I think they've got a rosy future, South Bendigo.
Oh, they have. And if Horbury stays, because he's a ripping fella as well, and I'm led to believe that he'll be involved in at least helping choose the coach. So if they get the right person in there, you know, they might attract a few more players as they'll go forward again across half forward. Herlihy, he feeds it out neatly to a teammate in Miller who was running wide. Antonowitz, the player we're talking about, picked it up, 50 out. What can he do? He'll look inboard. He'll go to the top of square, and he actually made a rare blue. He kicked it straight to the opposition in Jack Geary. He didn't, well, it looked like he looked, but I don't reckon he did, Jock.
So Geary goes short, gives it to a teammate.
Did that make sense?
The back pocket. Yeah, no, I understood you. Nobody else, I don't think, did, Johnny. But,
No.
Yeah, I'm all over it. I've worked with you long enough to know what it sort of means. Strosh goes long, down towards the wing, out of sight, went over the head of the pack. Hartley punches it away to a teammate who's kicked towards forward 50 for the Dogs. Misses everybody, bounces over the line and out for a throw-in. I don't think the Bloods, Wallace, I don't think the Bloods need a lot for next year. They could be selective in their recruiting. Key forward, strong key forward, and maybe another one or two strong midfielders. Now, I reckon that's about where you're at, to be honest, because there's a good bunch of kids and they're all honest goers, I reckon. Inside forward 50 go the Dogs. 30 metres out, pack develops, umpire is going to ball it up. It is a 32-point margin at the 11-minute mark of the last quarter of the first semi-final. I don't think there's any doubt now, dare I say it, live on the edge. Golden Square will win and go through to next week's prelim, and the Bloods can plan the end-of-season trip.
Johnson handballed it to Leon. Leon handballed it further afield to a running Keck. Now it's a hurried kick to the wing. Oh, good strong mark. Will Allen. Not sure why he didn't play in the ruck right from the word go, because he seems fit enough, doesn't he? It's just a little bit off centre, I reckon, having Johnson in there for the whole game. And that was a poor kick. He's kicked it straight to John Coe. Went to the back door. Strosh offered support by hand. Give it to Jack Geary. Jack Geary on the left. Went to the wing. Set themselves. He was looking for Strosh. Couldn't get his hands on the footy. Goes over the boundary line.
I'm not sure, though, John, I'm taking much notice of you regarding who's going to coach South Bendigo. You've had James Flaherty coaching them, Alistair Clarkson linked with them, Ross Lyon. I'm not sure whether I'm taking any notice of you.
No, well,
as far as their coach is concerned for next year.
No, it's pretty common knowledge that...
you told me that last game, the home and away season
Horbury's not doing it.
You told me James Flaherty, who was coaching Campbell Flat at the time. You said he'll be coaching South next year.
His names it's definitely in the circles. And
troublemaker. You've also had the South coach out at White Hills for a week.
Monty getting involved. Fitzpatrick offered support. Give it back to Monty by hand. I'll call the footy. Now it's Monty. Monty steps around far too easily. Good smother off the boot. It was by McCaig, who's a player I haven't called that often here for the Bloods this afternoon. He's been relatively quiet. And it'll be a ball in. You want me to keep that over there, Jock, or you'll be right?
No, you keep it. The sun's going down, John.
Yeah, it is.
He's just gone out of this one, Jock.
It's just a couple of minutes ago.
Umpire will throw it in. Johnson, front position. Compston, front of the pack. Poyser tried to make a path. Couldn't for the Bloods. Picked up by Hartley. Feeds a handball to Fitzpatrick of the Dogs. Goldwood. Burke. Clever mark. Stuck his leg out a little.
Yeah.
But that was for self-protection and even to balance himself, but gave himself that little bit of room and he'll line them up directly.
You won't miss this one.
No, I'm going to write it down.
Jaden Burke. directly in front, Barnard Street ends. Be looking forward to next week now against the Gisborne Bulldogs. Kicks through. Don't tell me he's missed it.
Yeah, I reckon he has.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Get the white out for that computer screen there, John.
Yeah.
Well, no, funnily enough, I didn't. I just hesitated.
I see Mike Lowther can't believe he missed that. He had his head down, the timekeeper for Golden Square.
He was 2 centimetres out directly in front. 8:21.69 to 5:6.37. One thing I will say about Golden Square, they'll need to play better next week.
Give him some credit, though. It's not easy to miss from that spot.
No.
It's a high skill to be able to miss from there.
And then more I think about it, Gisborne Bulldogs will have to improve on yesterday.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we talked a lot about the Bloods here.
yeah.
Where does Square go from this game into next week?
They've been scrappy today, and their possession of the footy, they've coughed it up a fair bit. So, and their kicking for goal just speaks for itself.
21 points.
Yeah.
We have seen Square play some very good footy this year, notably the day they dismantled Sandhurst. They bring that next week, they're every chance. They bring what they've put on display today next week, they're probably in strife. Might be a 0-0 draw, they both haven't played well. From the kick out, it's wide towards half forward, out of side for Square. Umpire's going to ball it up.
I know this doesn't make sense, but if you look at the scoreboard now, and you read 21-8 up there instead of 8-21, you're saying Square have had a fantastic day and look out for the rest of the competition, aren't you?
Well, you are, but their field kicking as well hasn't been good either.
No, but well, to me that means if they can if they can do that with the bad day they've had, they're a pretty good side still.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt about this. A good side, but they're bad as bad, isn't it? I've found with Golden Square, even though I have said earlier in the season they're probably the best side I've seen.
Yeah, look, the coaches will take all the positives out of it.
Well, they're just about to win a cutthroat semi-final, aren't they? So they're in the preliminary final. So we put this game behind us, we take the positives out of it, and we win next week, and we're in a grand final.
Absolutely. So there's the throw-in. I've got it, Johnny. I can see it from here.
Yeah.
Just on the wing, grandstand side, over the back. Square player took it. There was Hickman. He was locked up in a tackle, and the umpire will ball it up. Plenty around the contest. Hit out by Compston. He's been strong in the ruck all day, as he is most weeks. Taken by Fitzpatrick, got it to Monty. Monty over the back, went back to a teammate, wanted Barrett. He couldn't run onto it, but the Dogs do work it inside forward 50. Oh, it's worked to Hartley. It's got some space. 40 metres out, goes for home. And I absolutely think he may have, yes, he has, snuck it through for a goal. So Ryan Hartley puts one through for Golden Square after they've absolutely sprayed the ball inside forward 50 everywhere all day. He's put it through for a goal. They go to 9:21.75, leading South Bendigo 5-6-36. 16 minutes gone, final term of the elimination first semi-final, and there's a live score brought to you by the Variety Superstore, Strath Village.
Now, I know that Storm wouldn't, the coaches wouldn't indicate anything, John, but I wonder who, in the back of their mind, they'd least like to play in the grand final.
Oh, it's a good point you make. So it's on half forward now for the Bloods. Jack Geary feeds it out.
And, of course, their
Reeves,
attitude would say,
Rock,
anyone,
Vaz,
bring it
that's
on.
right. Reeves. They're the best sides in the final so far, so they have to be favourites, don't they? Hartley pushed forward. Fitzpatrick was front and centre, received. Goes goalward. Brett, diving mark. Got a lot of the footy. Didn't quite control it in the end. The umpire said play on. It was a bit tough, actually. I reckon he had a fair bit of it. Umpire didn't agree, and only metres out from Golden Square. We'll ball it up.
If you're coach of Square, who would you least like to face out of the two Bulldogs?
If I was Storm, well, I would least like to face Gisborne, probably. I'd want to, that's all respect to Golden Square. I still think Gisborne, they won 16-2 or 18-2 throughout the season. They've got a good young side. As the ball kicked out of bounds on the floor.
You'd also look back, which we can see, and the two times, like Storm have played Gisborne twice and Square twice, depending on what they thought of that, and what they got out of those 4 games as to maybe who they would and wouldn't want to match up on.
So it's a minor score now for the Dogs. Geez, the punch has gone out of this one. 9:22.76.
I know where the fizz is coming from, Johnny. It's not coming from out on the field.
5-6-36 Bloods. So, yeah, if I was the Storm coach, Darryl Wilson, I'd say, no, give me, I prefer to play Golden Square.
Well, he's co-coach, isn't he?
Well, he is, yeah. But he's never going to say that, is he?
No, we don't mind who we play.
Out of side, Strosh getting involved, handball, they're feeding it around, ends up with Jack Geary, who bounces the ball in front of him basketball style, and then gets collared, didn't have enough time to get rid of it, and across forward for the Dogs, we'll have a ball up.
18 gone, final term. Square rest a couple of players, you reckon? Take them off, put them on the bench? No?
No.
No? Okay. Don't flirt with...
Let him play.
Let them play. Meanwhile, the Bloods work it towards half forward. It's a marking contest. Allen got hands to it but couldn't hang on to it. So the ball is loose. The Dogs will take it. Cross half backs taken by Coe. Coe's a steady, reliable back man. Goes with a little pass and finds a teammate on the wing outer side of the ground.
A long kick now. It'll go to half forward. They'll set themselves. Oh, they all jump. Big Specky. Might be Morecambe there that's taken the grab. He plays on quickly. It was Morecambe. He's been known to take a few of those in his day, but it'll be mopped up by the Bloods. Hurried kick out. Kicks it straight to Shelton of the Dogs. Short pass. He's got a player on. Oh, looked up. Had it sold before he kicked it. It's Monty. Monty to the top of the square. Players. Brett, where's he? He's lurking. Keck goes over the top. He gives it to Torpy. Torpy. Miller getting involved. Now they'll clear it through Keck to half back. And it was a little bit messy and a little bit awkward, but they've managed to get away with it. McCaig, he'll now swing it across to Hare. Hare across half-back. Will look to bring it down the wing. He's looking for Leon. Leon spots him up. Got the footy. He handballs it now quickly to Oscar. He goes, that's his first name, I reckon. That's how familiar I'm getting with him at the moment. It was Oliver Simpson, in fact. Goes inside forward 50. Brock Harvey's had a bit of a dirty day up forward. Hasn't kicked one. Couldn't get it. Now it comes out hurriedly. Will Allen, he's dived on the top of.
High tackle.
High tackle, free kick.
So Allen's got it. Half forward for the Bloods. I'll say one thing for South. They haven't stopped today, have they?
No.
They're still, hooked in. Well, he goes with a kick that's about 14.5 inches, let alone metres, but it's okay, says the umpire. Hurley. Now he plays on, inside forward 50. Poor kick, straight to Jarks. Jarks clears to half-back out of side, and the Dogs will try and build something again from the half-back line.
It's a thrum. I'll ask you, Wallace, you've seen just as much footy as I have this season. If you were the coach of Storm, who would you rather play, having respect to the opposition?
Yeah, I'm not sure because I haven't seen a lot of Gisborne, to be honest with you. So, and they didn't play their best game yesterday, but obviously a lot better than that. Square on their day are hard to beat. I think Square could beat Storm, and I haven't seen enough of Gisborne to tell you.
Now we're going through the middle. On the end of it is Shelton. Shelton handball, whistle on play, Bloods free kick. Now they'll look to build. It'll be Langley. Langley kicks it long into the forward zone. Running onto it now is Antonovich.
Good, isn't he?
Yeah. And he knows.
If he goes, he's going to be a big loss for the Bloods.
He held his lead too then, just for the right. Those forwards, they're the ones you want, aren't they? They know when to run and they know when to hold their lead, and his goal sense is unbelievable. He'll kick this. I'm looking over his right shoulder. The man on the mark is standing at 41 metres. I'm in the commentary box on the grandstand side. Behind the goals, the umpire is standing right there. He's ready. He's crouched. I'm tipping he won't have to move. Start it right. Antonowitz, see how much of a goal kicker I am. Needs to start it right. It'll swing. He started a little bit on his approach. He started it right, but didn't swing enough.
Didn't swing at all.
Yeah, it swung at the end a little bit.
No, it didn't.
Do you reckon he heard me when I
Yeah, you told him a lot of BS.
Started right and it stayed right.
Yeah, 76 playing 37,
Didn't
20,
A centimetre.
Tell him to aim at the goals next time.
We're on the same wavelength though, obviously.
What, you and Antonowitz?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Meanwhile, the Bloods win it back. Johnston's got a big fella, goes across the ground. Oh, poor kick, missed the target. Went straight to Monty, who marks just inside defensive 50. He goes back laterally across the ground and finds a teammate who goes with a tiny little pass, just the distance.
He's kicked more goals in one game than I did my whole career there, Jock. You called me kicking a goal one day, I remember distinctly.
Did I?
Yeah.
Have I been going that long?
The camp was
Or did you go that long?
Yeah.
Maybe both. Meanwhile,
Well, you were playing. How do you know he called your name?
because I was sitting on the bench for 99% of the game. The coach, Matt Scully, wouldn't put me on, and he was screaming, "Put him on down the camp reserve." And I ran on the ground, I kicked a goal in the minute, and I could hear you screaming, saying, "There, I told you so."
Shit. Well, I was telling Scully how to make his changes.
That's the highlight of my career.
And that's when we used to broadcast in black and white.
That's right.
Yeah.
As off half back, it's Miller. Miller's kicked skews. Keck.
Was that the only kick you got that day?
That day, it was literally the last minute. It was. As the ball is
Didn't
still
like
half
Matt
back.
Scully or
Was a decisive move.
He obviously didn't like me.
didn't rate you?
No, it didn't rate me. As Xavier Murley kicked it into the man on the mark. Keck's been good, hasn't he, for the Bloods?
Yeah, in the second half, he really worked hard.
Yeah, he goes to the top of the square. Hurley picks it up defensively. They got numbers back there. It's a kick out to half back. Oh, it's a poor kick. Now it's Hartley. Hartley of the Dogs. He goes inboard. He's got a lead. He honours it. Spots up Jack Stewart, I reckon, with those lime green boots. They're not even lime, they're fluoro lime. And Jack Stewart, I'm calling it, he's going to have a shot at goal.
With South, you're right, though, Jock. Players like Herrley and that, they get a lot of the footy, but they've got to retain those players.
Yep.
They're built to this position now. If they lose a lot of those type players now, Cooper Leon, and there's a whole bunch of them, they need to retain all those and then build on top of that.
Jack Stewart now, directly in front for the Dogs. They've missed all of these today, and Jack Stewart doesn't. He shows them how to do it.
That's a really good kick.
He celebrates with the crowd, actually. He punched the air. He's saying to his more known goal kickers, that's the way you do it, because they have kicked 22 behinds this afternoon, Golden Square. That takes the goal count to 10, so that's 10, 22, 82. South Bendigo 5-7-37. Live score sponsor, Rural and Outdoors in Castlemaine. 25 gone, final turn.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? 10-22. Gee, that's a lot of shot at goals. And they've also missed some set shots as well with that. So they've had a lot of ball inside 50.
Well, from the ball up, it's the Dogs again get the clearance and they go inside forward 50. Scrappy kick. Didn't go directly to a player. Bloods defender on his hands and knees. Got a hand pass to Hare, which was okay. Hare follows up, wins it back. Now he's at the centre of the ground. Wanted Cooper Leon, found him. His hand pass to a teammate is okay. Then a little pass down towards Poyser. Poyser's got it outside forward 50. Kicked it into the player in front of him. Got it back. Went wide. Wanted Hurley. He's knocked out of the contest. Chance for the Dogs' defence. It's close to the boundary line. Pushed over.
Be careful. Sling tackle.
And yes, free kick. Is that what he paid?
Yeah, it was. It was Reeves on Hurley. It was unnecessary. He swung him around and his head hit the ground. You know the ones you see on the AFL? It was exactly like that.
Well, Hurley's taken the free kick and he's passed inboard to Liam Byrne. I reckon he's kicked it about 4 metres. Now Byrne still outside forward 50. Goes long to the hot spot. Plenty up. Umpire's picked out a mark.
Yeah.
Geez, a big pack of players went up and Antonowitz has got it. Well, I don't think it was a free kick. I reckon he's paid the mark.
I reckon he was just that smart. He was the only one that read it correctly off the boot chop. You know, you see those players that are in the middle of the pack and they emerge with the footy and everyone around them just falls over and he's got it.
It's exactly one of those. Well, I'll tell you one thing about Antonowitz with this kick. He won't play on because the siren has gone. Glad I said that. 30 metres out, directly in front, and he's kicked a goal. So the Bloods finish on a positive note. And if that is Caden Antonowitz's last kick for South Bendigo, you may as well make it a goal. So the Bloods season is over for 221. Golden Square march on to play Gisborne next Saturday in the preliminary final here at the Queen Elizabeth Oval. Final score, Golden Square 10, 22, 82 have defeated South Bendigo 6-7, 43. Live score thanks to Breach Apparel Bendigo.
So that's a 39-point margin.
Yep.
Does it feel like a 39-point margin? Or do you think that the ultimately, I know we'll look at the scoreboard and say 10-22, but probably feels like more to me than it should have been.
Square have won comfortably and they controlled the game for the vast majority of it. You've just got to admire the way the Bloods, particularly their defence, hung on. Or it might have been really ugly if it wasn't for some good South defence, I think.
I would think, watching the game, no disrespect to South Bendigo, but from the 10-minute mark the first term, I thought Golden Square were going to win this game.
Yeah.
They just dominated. They got a lot of footy. They got a lot of clearances. They're doing everything right. They just couldn't get the score on the board.
I don't know whether they panicked. Well, panic's probably not the word, but I didn't like the fact that we looked around and all of a sudden their structure had changed. Brock Harvey, who's kicked a lot of goals this season, 60-odd, they were playing him up the ground early. I would have liked them to persist a little while longer. And Tonowich, who was super all day, but just they relied too heavily on them. And in the midfield in particular, a lot of players. When it was there to be won, I know Cooper Leon got some possessions probably in junk time, but boy, players like him, Liam Byrne, Hurley, McKay, going down the list there, they're players that we've known. Matthew Long as well, they're players that we've known for South Bendigo that have really got them on the map for this season. They just didn't really fire a shot in this game, and then it showed. And it's no surprise that Brock Harvey didn't kick goals down forward because he didn't have that supply chain was cut off. Even the coach, he did have a fair bit of the ball compared to some of the other players, but he just didn't have the same influence and the same penetration with his kicks going inside forward 50 as well.
No, look.